don't know how she did it. But it cost $100 a day for me to go to school. $100. So I used to get $20 a day.
Wow.
And you know, some Monday mornings, when my mother push her hands down in her bosom and come up with $100, I bawl because I got ready in faith because she was never working. And you know, she shared with me later on in life that she never, from the day my father left her, she never took another man to support us. Oh, she's a fantastic woman.
She definitely is.
Huh?
She definitely is. Thank God for her.
Yeah, you know, I was never absent from school one day. Never absent from school one day. That old lady Dalty, may God bless her. Live forever, Dalty. Live forever. Don't die. Live forever. Okay. Yeah, may she live forever. But you know, Caroline is a typical Jamaican woman. Typical Jamaican woman. They work. My mother burn. My mother, you know, my mother burn coal. My mother burn coal to send me to school. You know coal, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
Yes, my mother use axe, chop wood. You know,
Oh, wow.
woman, she's a woman, you know. I see my mother falls on tree with axe to burn coal so that I could go to school. What a fantastic woman.
She's a very strong lady, Neighbour.
Coal skill, you know, coal skill, ma'am. you know, coal skill, ma'am. When you have to take axe and chop tree and so forth. I saw my mother burning coal to make sure that I go to school to get an education. What a fantastic woman. Bless your heart, mommy. Take care of yourself and check you soon. Okay? Great. Finally, Caroline. You know, we often scatter roses after people are gone. You know that?
Yes.
It is when people die that we write a eulogy. Eulogy. And I know my sister listens to this program, and my sister last year, my sister surprised my mother, who was 85, with a fantastic birthday party. When I went, I saw a red carpet rolled out and limousine. Limousine. Oh boy.
Wow.
It was fantastic for her.
That's amazing.
Yes. You know, because the fact of the matter is that who can appreciate good deeds after they die?
I say the same thing, Neighbour.
Tell people that you love them. Tell them you appreciate them. Show them love and respect while they are alive, because when they are dead, you are only helping yourself. Have a fantastic rest of the evening. Take care of yourself.
I totally agree, Neighbour. Thank you, and I wish you the same. And remember, hang in there, and we're here for you.
All right.
Oh, let me tell you why.
Let's roll on. Let's roll on at 8:30. Let's roll on.
It thing that 807.
So news came out of the Gleaner last night that under a headline, compromised transparency, with a very sad looking Floyd Green. And I can tell you, it sent it's give me a second there. Okay. It sent tongues. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. It sent tongues wagging. By the time I came off the air last night, my phone was blowing up. And I must tell you that I was concerned. And I was concerned because Floyd Green is a nice man. He's very pleasant. Seem to be a genuine young aspiring leader. And my God, it was like fresh blood for the comrades, because they were posting and sharing that Gleaner headline like they won the lotto. It was like the comrades won the lotto. And you know, it shows the abject desperation of the PNP. It shows how desperate they are, to the point where Golden drew for a speech that he made, which I'm going to play a little bit of it, at his conference, talking about corruption. You can imagine the PNP, they have the audacity to be talking about corruption. You know, we should ask the PNP how much money you collect on behalf of the people of Jamaica. Where is the Melissa money? How much is it? And what have you done with it? Is there any member of the People's National Party that is benefiting personally from the donations that have been collected from the Melissa money? Is it true that, by the way, I understand that there is a scandal there. There's a scandal there, but Can't say much about that yet. Melissa money scandal. The PNP is not they're used to it, you know. It was like they won the lotto last night. They saw something and they pounced at it. What a tangled web we weave. When at first we try to deceive. The PNP is a party without soul. It has no values. It has no moral authority. It is a shadow of itself. No principle. No principle. Today, the minister sat down with Cliff Hughes from Nationwide and listen to it. Listen to what he had to say. Remember the headline last night? Compromised transparency. And I want you to look at the picture. You hear they say a picture tells 1,000 words? The Gleaner searched for a picture to accompany that headline. And if you are here as a student of political science or marketing, there you have a paper. There you have a paper. You know Theresa May. You know Theresa May? Former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Conservative leader. Resigned when she could not push through the Brexit. And you know what the headline was? You recall that Theresa May broke down in tears when she resigned. The headline the next day was crying shame. A crying shame. Pick up your Gleaner and look at the picture that the Gleaner put out of one of Jamaica's rising star in politics. Because if you don't know, Floyd Green is a rising star in Jamaica's politics. He's very likable. And there are some that are beginning to say that he's the heir apparent to the Prime Minister. And I can tell you with Floyd Green's charisma, he's very charismatic, very charismatic. He could win easily. And the Gleaner last night, did this young man a grave injustice. The Gleaner did Mr. Green a grave injustice.
Our listeners, could you please tap the screen and share the live and repost the live as well, please? Thanks.
If ever there was a moment in the Gleaners' history that they should look at and say they have a motive, look at that picture of Mr. Green in the Gleaner. And the Gleaner repeated it today. It is a disgrace on the part of that old lady at North Street. North Street.
Oh, God.
North Street would be ashamed of that old lady. That old lady at North Street has lost all her decorum and appears to be campaigning. Because, and this is where political knowledge is so important. Because when I saw the headline last night, I was curious. Caroline?
Yes, neighbor.
I think Abs is trying to get in touch with us. Can you figure out what's happening? That the news lady Abs?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello there, my dear lady. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? I nudged you because Minister Charles just got home from Parliament and he's going to come on to give us some updates. So, I had to rope you in.
Well, thank you for that. I'm here. I started late.
Yeah.
And I am doing a little bit of a commentary on you used to be in media, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Gleaner did a grave injustice to Minister Green last night. And one of the problem with the society is that the people are not interested in facts.
Mm-hmm.
The Gleaner is in the business of selling paper, ma'am. They want to sell paper, and so headlines sell paper.
Yeah, controversy sells.
Yes, but when you take the minister picture, and not a picture that is him smiling, a picture of concern, a picture where he appears to be somber, and you impose that into a headline which says compromise transparency, suggesting that the minister somehow is involved in awarding in breaching procurement guidelines is fundamentally wrong.
It is. It is.
It's fundamentally wrong. And let me tell you this. I heard the minister today suggesting that he has contacted his lawyers. I I don't know if that is, because there are two sides to the story, and the law is very clear on these matters. The Gleaner repeated it today, which suggests that they got advice and maybe of the opinion that they were pretty okay. It's a picture. Nonetheless, in the society that is so polarizing, and especially at a time when the opposition, you don't have to get involved in the politics. You can leave that to me. When the opposition is searching for raw meat, it hurt the minister. I can tell you that. Within an hour or so of that coming out, there were thousands of shares all across social media. Thousands. Clearly, with the trying to give the perception that that somehow the minister is involved in something corrupt. I was going to spend half an hour on that, but how far the minister is?
When I called him at 8:42 and he said he just got home, he's going to come on. No, but let me ring him back.
Okay, because if not, we could I could complete this segment and join you again. I'm pressed for time.
Oh, okay. All right, so you want to finish the segment and then when he comes on, I nudge you?
Not a problem. Great.
All right.
All right, so you want to stay tuned for Minister Charles? So before we rejoin that live, let's break down the issue. The Jamaica Gleaners headline: compromised transparency. Auditor General slaps Agriculture Ministry for awarding 870 million in contracts without key oversight. That's the headline. What does it imply? It could be implying that the minister whose picture is there is directly involved in corruption. Listen to Minister Green today.
$1 million worth of contracts were not properly reviewed by your procurement committee. Yeah. How do you plead? What happened?
I'll say two things. I'll say three things. I think people are very aware how our procurement systems operate now, and that procurement does not operate at the level of the minister, and that is on purpose.
You hear that? It does not operate on the level of the minister. Very, very important to understand that. The minister does not get involved in these matters. And if you followed the one on the Ministry of Health, the market me, where the report suggests that the minister was not directly involved. So why is the minister's picture in that headline when he's not involved? Why is his picture there? Why is the minister's picture there? What is the motive of the gleaner? What is the gleaner wanting to tell the people of Jamaica? When you pick up the paper to read it and you see the minister, the sad looking minister, what is it that you are trying to imply? Caroline? I think Abby's back.
When you go out and you're working in the greenhouse, or you're working in the field, or you're doing packing or something of that nature, that is agricultural overseas employment program. That's what we call real farm work. In the US, what we have primarily is the H-2B. The H-2A in the US is agricultural, and we do have that, but primarily in the US we have the hospitality, which is H-2B, which is the persons who are going up to become chefs, cleaners, front desk. I don't know, tell me what else could it be? You know, whatever it is. All right. Now, if you have an interest in the agricultural program, the easiest route is through your constituency. When we give out the allotments to the various leaders in the constituencies, and you get into the pool of persons, and it's picked from there for you to go to one of the farms. And the same thing for America. If you are in the hospitality field and you have an interest in housekeeping, or you have a certificate like Mara Lee says she has a certificate from City and Guilds. So somebody like you, bartenders, all of you, cooks, if you have the experience and the certification, then you need to send me your resume. What do I mean by experience? I don't mean like Abby, who claims she can cook because she cooked one scrambled egg. I'm talking about somebody who actually has experience working in a restaurant, and you experience working at a hotel, or experience working at a boutique space where you learn how to do the housekeeping, not just the certification, but the experience. And usually 2 years experience, that's what they ask for. So if you're that person, put your resume together, and then when we do the call, you'll send in those resumes. Now, I'm not gonna go too long on the farm work, but I just want to say this as well. Outside of the agriculture and the hospitality, you have other forms of overseas employment that people have interest in. Welding, nursing, different things. Many of those things go through employment agencies and not through the government. But what we're doing now is we are expanding the opportunities. Hold on one second. Natoya Bertram, Wentworth. Watch it tonight. We're expanding the opportunities, and we are actually developing some new streams for the government overseas employment program. I'm going to be announcing that very soon. But let me give you, first ever in 2026, a taste of what I'm talking about. And J says that resume sent to me don't get acknowledged. I can't correlate you because I'm the worst when it comes down to that. So I'm going to actually give you an email that's not mine, so you can send it to the person who's the secretary, because I really can't correlate you. I don't check emails as much as I should. But as I said to you, we're opening up particularly for persons who have skills in heavy equipment, and farming equipment. So if you have a skill in driving or operating rather that kind of equipment, then you can start to put your resume together, get your experience, and get something to prove that you can do it, so we can get you in the programs when they open up. And I'll announce that when I do my sectoral. All right. Okay. So enough on farm work. I'm gonna move now. Of course, if you have any more questions, you can put it through. Pastry chef, Chantel. Yes, I mean chef is chef, right? So anybody who has the experience, they will take you. But again, it really depends on the request. It's not as simple as I'm a chef, I have the experience, I have the certification, let me go. For you to be placed, there has to be a place. Okay, there has to be a request. There has to be a vacancy. There has to be someone who says, I need X or Y. And so that's where the ministry comes in to manage that. So I will serve as that facilitator. All right, so let me move on. Abby?
All right, so Minister, please tell us more about the Hurricane Recovery Program for shelter and also roofs.
Well, let me say good night. I see that you're not alone.
Yeah.
I just know this gentleman as Hello Neighbor. Is that the name?
Yeah.
That's your TikTok name?
Yeah, Hello Neighbor.
All right. So hello Neighbor and Abby. Good night to you both. We are here now. We had a long session in Parliament, and so it's very important for me to come on to discuss the Shelter Recovery Program. And this is the first time I'm discussing this program since the launch in any public way. So you know that this space
exclusive.
the exclusive space. And I realize that there are some persons out there that are manipulating images and voices to their own benefit. I saw something this morning with me discussing with George Davis and talking about salary increase and all these things. Total scam, false. But again, you have to be very careful, very aware, very alert, and ensure that you do not get scammed by these persons who are trying to get your information and trying to get your money. They don't always ask you for money. Sometimes they ask you to send them your ID, send them your information. That's just as bad as sending your money, because access to your information can then allow them to replicate your identity and use it in many other ways. All right, so be very, 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 very careful, please. Only through the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. Crystal, I'm afraid too. Be afraid. Make sure that if you have any interest in getting benefit through the government program relating to shelter recovery, it's only through what? What did I say it is through? Somebody type it for me. What did I say it's through? Only through what? I don't see nobody type it. Only through what? The ministry. Yes, Paris. Yes, Jojo. Yes, only through Aries Pride. Only through the Ministry of Labor and Social. Nobody else. Anybody else? Scammer. Understand that. Now, the program is a comprehensive program. What it is, Abby, is the government's very deliberate and strategic approach to ensuring that we can put people in safe, resilient spaces. And what we have done is we've created this umbrella program that consolidates all of the government initiatives around repair and rehabilitation. What does that mean? We have 6 key initiatives that are geared towards helping people get back to where they were or in a better position than they were. Number 1 is what we call the Roofs program. That is the program where the $10 billion initial allocation will be utilized to give cash grants to person based on the assessments done by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. So if you are assessed and you're found to be within the minor, major, or severe damage category, you will be receiving on the roofs $75,000, $200,000, or $500,000 respectively. Now, it is important to note, Abby, if you get support under the roofs component of SRP, you will not get support under any other component. And if you get support under another one of the components, you won't get support on the roof. So it's one component per household. What does that mean? If you don't get the cash grant, then you can be eligible for the government-led repair, which is where the government, led by JDF primarily, and also the international partners that we're working with from Rwanda, Ghana, Guyana, and other people who are coming in, they go and they actually repair the roof. They bring the material, they provide the labor, the management, the transport, everything, and repair the roof. And many times that value is even more than the $200,000 that you might get through the roof's cash.
So the cash grant is $200,000 per household?
Yes, if you're categorized as major damage. If it's minor damage, it's 75. If it's severe, it's 500,000 per household.
Okay, and so how does one determine whether, so is it that the individual chooses the cash grant or the government-led repair, or?
So the government, all right, so there are two principles that we utilize. Number one, we prioritize severity, meaning the persons who have been impacted the most are the persons who we are going to help first. So the government-led programs, the partner-led programs, the rapidly deployed modular solutions, which is another element, which provide either roof or the full housing solution, are going firstly to the persons who received the greatest damage. The second principle that we use, Abby, is targeting vulnerabilities, which means that if you're someone who is a senior citizen or someone who is a person with disability, then you will be targeted, whether you are in the minor, the major, or the severe, to make sure that we can give you as much help as possible. So primarily, we're trying to use the government-led repair program to actually give the material and the labor support to the people who are in those vulnerable categories or the communities that have really been hit hardest. So they won't receive a cash grant, they'll receive a more fulsome solution. However, it's going to take too long to do that. So you can't do that for everybody. We have assessed more than 75,000 homes now. So if we were to take that route, we'll be here doing that for 5 years. So some persons will get that solution through the government-led repair. Some partners like Food for the Poor will come in, or GEM or other partners, and we will work with them, and they'll also be repairing roofs. For others, they'll receive that full modular solution that you hear the minister talking about. And we say container, but it's a rapidly deployed modular solution. So some 330 of those are coming into Jamaica within the next month. And those are primarily for persons that have lost everything. So that would be a replacement house. So if you get that, for instance, you won't get a cash grant, because the value of that is even more than the cash grant. You understand what I'm saying? You getting me, Abby?
Yeah. Neighbor, are you getting the clarity that you needed for the roofs? So it's two.
I thought that the minister was going to make the presentation and then
we ask the questions.
Because I'm writing down some questions here for him.
Sure.
Oh,
right, so
okay.
Let me finish off. All right. So,
all right.
So for this SRP, you have the 6 components: roofs, which is the $10 billion that goes out in cash to minor, major, and severe; government-led repair, which is the repair of roofs led by JDF with our partners; partner-led repair, which is the repair of roofs led by our partners, members of the Humanitarian Assistance Committee like Food for the Poor or GEM. And for instance, in the case of GEM, we're working with them now where they will provide the material, we will provide the labor, and we work together to ensure we can even stretch the money that we have more to give greater support. The fourth would be the housing support through NHT, where NHT has been providing loans, grants, and insurance support, and more than 6,000 persons already, to the tune of more than $320 million under NHT, have received grants to repair their houses already. The other one is the rapidly deployed modular solutions, or what you may say container solutions, where a number of persons will receive those solutions as replacements to what they had before as their shelter. And sixth is relocation or regularization as needed, meaning if you, Abby, lived in an area where you got massive damage, severe damage, but the reality is that where your house was located was part of the reason why you got such bad damage, meaning you were in an area where you really shouldn't have been in the first place. Would it make sense? Would you want the government to help you to rebuild there? I don't think you'd want that, right? So what you'd want is to see if the government could work with you to get an alternative, okay? And many of these persons are informal settlements, so they're very scared to discuss it because, you know, the feeling of squatting and, you know, we don't want to get into any problem with the law. So we understand that, and we're cognizant of that. And so a big part of what we're doing is being sensitive to that need, but acknowledging the fact that we have to put people in a better position. And so the relocation and the regularization will be going through the Housing Agency of Jamaica, working with the NLA, National Land Agency, and other institutions and organizations across government to make sure that we don't put people back in that bad situation. But as much as possible, it won't be for everyone, clearly, but as much as possible, if we can move you into a better state, we want to do that. So those are the 6 components of the shelter recovery program. And remember, as I said to you, it consolidates all of those and it has principles. If you're in one element, you don't get from the next element. And of course, it makes sense. The goal is to make sure that we can stretch the money and stretch the support as much as possible to give as many people as is possible because of the large group of people who have already gotten support. The last thing I'm going to say is this. There are some people right now saying, boy, Minister, I receive a text message saying that I got $37,000, but I really got severe damage. What kind of thing that? Well, let me tell you, that $37,000 is not a cash grant under the shelter recovery program that we're talking about. That money is an additional money that your government has worked out with the World Food Program, where the World Food Program has come in to give additional support to 16,000 households, touching the lives of about 50,000 people who they define as being in the most vulnerable position. And those persons will get 2 cycles, not one, 2 cycles of $34,000 to $37,000 coming to them. And that is in addition to everything that we have. So if it doesn't matter where you are in the shelter recovery program, if you're deemed by the World Food Program, because we give them our list. If you're deemed as vulnerable, that's an additional money coming to you in addition to what you will get from the government. Secondly, and lastly, UNICEF is also one of our major partners. And if you look on my social media at PCharlesJR, you'll see that I've met with all of these people. This is not happening by coincidence. This is strategic. This is your government working, negotiating for you. UNICEF is coming in addition to World Food Program, to add on top of the money that we are providing to identify 40,000 children on path and give them a top up. And in addition to that, 1,500 children with disabilities also will get some more support through UNICEF to the tune of, I think, over $150 million. So you have a government that is not just caring, but thinking and strategic. And so when people ask, well, Minister, all this big talk about shelter recovery, when does it start? We start a long time. We have started. The government-led repair is ongoing. It has already started. We can show you roofs that are already fixed. The distribution of cash grants has already started from December, meaning more than 6,000 persons have already gotten support through NHT. And we are pushing to start the roofs part, which is the $10 billion by the end of January. So your government is on the move. all of this flows from the assessments that the Ministry of Labor and Social Security has been doing. So when you see us on the road doing these assessments, going house to house to house, if you're not on the assessment list, you cannot be on the benefit list. So I know that there are persons now listening saying, but hold on, you come to my street and I never get assessed. What am I going to do? Well, we understand that and we learned our lesson from Beryl. So the Ministry of Labor and Social Security has created two things: a self-reporting tool. So if you have access to the internet, or if you can call Hello Neighbor and beg him to sign you up, you can go on and self-report. We will get information. We will catch you. We'll find you. We will work with you. We'll set a date and come and do the assessment. And if you don't have no access to internet, when we come on the street, we leave a calling card. So we leave a card that says, here is the other ways to contact us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you must be able to find us. And I can tell you it works because more than 5,000 persons have used it so far. That is why you don't hear as much quarreling as you heard during Beryl. Because we learned the lessons, we have improved, we've upgraded, and we have a better system. I'm going to leave it there, open it out to you guys to ask some questions, and then I will head out.
Well, Minister, thank you. And thank you for taking a little time out to be available to your people.
Yes.
I appreciate it, sir. Minister, at the launch of the Roofs program, I noticed that the opposition PNP were present. To what extent is the opposition involved, engaged, and are supporting this program?
The opposition would have to speak for themselves in terms of their support for the program. In terms of my interaction with opposition members, I've had no issue generally. You have a few based on personality, not really based on them being opposition, who might be more caustic or skeptical. But that's the same, that's a personality issue, not a political issue. Generally, we've been working together because it's an emergency. They understand that we are the government and that we're the ones who have to develop the programs. And where we have asked for cooperation, we have gotten that cooperation. Let me give you an example. When I went into Darlingston with airlifts and spoke to Dayton Campbell and his counselor about helping me to organize getting the boxes of food kits out to the people, they did a great job. And I said it, and not because it's PNP, you're not going to tell you, they did a great job. The pictures that we got back showed harmony, synchronization, synergy. Everybody who came got, and it went well. I'm going to juxtapose that with another member of parliament in Westmoreland. We did the same thing, didn't get the same exact outcome. Different spaces, different personalities. But generally, we have been, I think, and when I say we, I mean both government and opposition, we have always been focused on trying to get back to normal as best as possible. So I've gotten cooperation with them outside of the comments that are being made when we're not beside each other, which I think is the usual unfortunate politics. We've been working together.
Fantastic. Minister, I note that you said initial $10 billion.
Yes, you know that I always say that.
I note it. And as a matter of fact, I have been pointing out to my listeners that I am noting that, doing an entire program on that word initial. Yes. Minister, are you suggesting that the government is considering adding additional fund to the $10 billion that it has found upfront now? Are you suggesting that?
As Minister of Labor and Social Security, I'm suggesting that the amount of assessments done by my staff members might require the government to exceed the $10 billion in cash grants. And so it is prudent of me to make sure that there is consideration from the start and a qualification so that nobody believes that it is my intention to put a cap Of course, you can't have unlimited allocations. $10 billion is a lot of money. And so we're going to try our best to work within that range. But just to protect the ministry and to protect the integrity of what we're doing, I say initial because we are now at 75,000 plus assessments. Put that in context. In some of the developed countries, over 4 years, they didn't do that many assessments. In Beryl, we hit 19,000 assessments in 6 to 8 months. So it must tell you the amount of improvement and efficiency and coordination that we're using now as opposed to then. But when you have 75,000 assessments, it means you have 75,000 persons, or at least a large portion of those persons who are expecting a benefit. And if it goes up further in the next month, what do? We can't say to Jamaica, well, first come, first serve. We have to find some way of supporting the persons once they are eligible. So that's why we say initial, but of course, as we are prudent to say initial, we're all also realistic that we have to work as best as possible with what the country can afford. And 10 billion is a lot, which is why we have more than one element to the SRP, not just
you know, Minister, I was all listening to you outline that is not only roofs that is available, but you have government-led repairs, partner-led repairs, housing support from the NHT, rapid container solutions, relocation and regularization as needed. Minister, the government is not doing well as far as informing the people, you know. One of the problems you're having, you know, Minister, is that the society is infested with disinformation.
Yes.
Is there a plan, sir, to pull this together in a more effective way so that people are informed, aware of what the government is doing? Because all I've heard about is roofs.
Yeah, well, let me tell you this. Before the launch, roofs is all you would have perhaps heard about, because we didn't get the opportunity to lay it out to the country until the launch. Now we have to go on a campaign. That is why, hello neighbor, it is 9:19 p.m. I am just coming from Parliament, Garden House. And before Garden House, I was on meetings with the rest of the CARICOM ministers of labor for COSHAD. And before COSHAD, I was on meetings for my sectoral team. And before that, I was on TVJ this morning discussing the same thing. So what I'm saying to you is we are using all methods possible to try to get the word out. I was on Smile Jamaica this morning. I'm with you tonight here on TikTok, getting the word out. And I'm going to be on some other platforms tomorrow. And we're going to continue. I'm going to continue, at least as the lead person pushing it, to get the word out in every single way possible. And I need everybody who's on to deliver the message. Because as you said, we are fighting an uphill task of persons with an agenda to misinform and to provide the kind of confusion that will let people not want to believe anything that is said. I saw a TikTok this morning of myself, as I said to you, speaking on things which clearly false, but you will have some persons who are vulnerable and susceptible to believing it. So we have to come out and we have to call it out as it is, and we're going to have to do a better job, as you said, in trying to be more consistent with our communication. That's why I'm on this call at 9:20 p.m.
I'm gonna leave you.
I just realized I'm in my jacket after this.
That's all right.
My apologies.
You're a senior cabinet minister, Minister Charles. Is the government convinced, aware? as to the extent of the level of disinformation in the society and how it is hurting the government?
We are aware. I mean, we get the calls every day, and we are trying to make sure that we can combat it, that we provide accurate information, and that we use every platform that is possible. And more needs to be done. We need persons like yourself to jump on board. It cannot be something that is left to the responsibility of the minister, because this misinformation and disinformation and confusion is not just hurting me, it is hurting our country. So that's why I'm saying to everyone that is on this call right now, you, Abby, all of the persons who are influencers need to step up and provide either platforms or use their platforms to pass accurate information to the people that are within their network.
Minister, there is a view that the government have more money and that what it is doing, 75, 200 and 500,000, the pervasive view, Minister, is that you are shortchanging the people. How would you respond to that?
Put it this way. I have come to understand that in the politics, you're always going to have persons who push a counter narrative. And usually a counter narrative is with a very specific agenda. We are in a very competitive democracy. People want power, and they usually want power at any cost, without care of who gets hurt or what information gets out there that is true or false. So I can say to you, we need to take the time to let people know that it's not true. Even though some of the things are ludicrous, because there is even a slight possibility that one or two may believe, I am of the view that as ministers, as government, as leaders, we have to take the time to ensure that we establish what is true and establish what is not true. And that, again, that is why I'm on this call. I'm very tired. I've been up from 4 o'clock, right? But I'm taking the time because it's important to me that the people in our network are armed. When people hear me talking today, they will become armed with the artillery to get out there and to fight against the negative and against the nonsense. So more communication, more consistency. It's my intention that every single week I'm going to do a TikTok live every single week until we're finished this and until we make sure that any question people have, we can answer those questions for them and make sure they're on the right track with the right information.
Yeah, I'm bearing in mind, Minister, that you are tired. So pardon me for rushing. Minister, how did you arrive at these figures? And give me a scenario, please, of a $75,000 beneficiary. What would that house look like? What would the damage for that individual look like? And take me through the 3 phases.
Excellent question. So those figures are computed based on a number of variables. We have experts who are social workers who are trained, not just because of the hurricane, they are out every single day interacting with persons. So they understand the computation in finance of need, meaning how much money is needed to take care of a family, how much money is needed to take care of a specific situation. So when you look on that value and you juxtapose or compare also what you have in terms of allocation, you're able to come up with a balance, which really is a figure established based on need and capacity, meaning how much money I have in my pocket and how much money you will actually need to do what you want to do. So it is never anticipated that the roofs grant or any grant from the government of that nature is going to be fulsome, meaning we're not expecting to pay back for a whole house. That is why you have some other elements in SRP that provide you with an actual housing, full housing solution. And I forgot to tell you, the social housing program is also a part of the SRP. All right, so it's expected to be an impactful contribution to your restoration. That's why it's important to note that the $75,000 that you find in the minor damage category is not restricted. It's a rehabilitation grant, not a reconstruction grant. Because $75,000 can't build back your house. It's not expected to. It's expected to help you to maybe buy 5 sheets of zinc, a window, it's minor damage. It's where perhaps there's some damage to your door or things of a small nature, but still can have a very large impact if you are somebody who is very vulnerable. So that $75,000 is open. Why do we open it? Because many of those persons might have already fixed that issue, but they still have other little things that they need to do. Buy back a book, buy back some bed sheets, a mattress, whatever it is. So you can use that $75,000 almost like cash to do whatever you need. For the other 2 categories, $75,000 out of each of those categories is similarly for rehabilitation. Meaning, if you get the 200,000, you can do anything you want with the 75. But the remaining amount and the remaining amount in the 500 must be towards repair of the house. And how we manage that is by using a digital platform. So when we send it to you, Hello Neighbor, you will receive it, but we will be able to manage it to know where you use it, when you use it, what you use it to do, and we can actually create restrictions around it so you can only use this grant to apply to certain merchants to get certain products. That's how we're going to make sure that we don't fall into the problem we had last time, but that rather we have persons taking the money to actually repair their home.
Well, Minister, I must tell you the truth. There's a sense of disappointment that I have that a government that is so actively involved in the aspirations of its people is suffering so much. Minister, do you have a public relations campaign prepared and ready to be rolled out to accompany these benefits? Do you have one?
It is something that we are rolling out, and I want to tell you this. I accept. I'm not going to fight you on the fact that we need to do better with our PR, but I want to put it in context. Hello, Neighbor, Abby. The Ministry of Labor and Social Security has been on 4th and 5th gear for 2 years straight. Hurricane Beryl, when everybody else calmed down, the ministry is still moving to get the grants out. For 1 whole year, we have to do that until bam, election. Bam, right after the election, Hurricane Melissa comes. And we start again. So understand that it's not an excuse. I'm telling you the reality. We have had to focus on getting the work done. And it's very important what you're saying, that in the midst of doing the work, if you don't balance the communication, the work is going to go to naught. So you're 100% right. I accept, and I accept, and I accept. And we have identified persons who are coming in externally because we realize we can't do it on our own.
Yes.
We're focused. We are focused on getting the work done. So we have to bring in external persons to come in and to help us to do this. So hopefully within the next week or 2, you are going to see a difference in the communication. And as I've made a commitment, and I've made a commitment to Abby as well, that no matter what I'm doing, no matter what big communication or small communication, this space here that has been created will be a space where I will always avail myself as a minister to be tackled with the tough questions. I'm not one who shies away from questions, right?
Congratulations, sir. I have one more question, Minister. But what if I tell you, Minister, that it is the very success of the government that is its Achilles heel? Because when you raise expectations,
they're frozen.
You're hearing me, Minister?
I'm hearing you.
Yeah. When you raise the expectations of people, you see, Minister, you have to create monuments. Anyway, leave that alone. I'm going to take you down to Westmoreland, sir. Yeah. The Member of Parliament for Central Westmoreland says that the people them, my words, are squatters. They don't own the land. They were living on lands that don't belong to them, and it is the parish that is almost mostly affected. How is the government treating with these benefits to people who don't have no land?
So the persons who are informal settlers, those matters will be dealt with case by case, because there never can be a general approach to those matters. It depends on a number of variables. How long have they been there? What's the nature of the occupancy? What is it that they have there in terms of what have they settled with? Where have they settled? Is it a space that is safe, despite the fact that it might not be theirs officially? So there are a number of different things which mean you can't generalize in treating with that scenario. And that's why the Housing Agency of Jamaica is going to be coming in, because they are the experts. The HHA is the government agency that is mandated to treat with the regularization of those matters. And I can tell you, because I served as Minister of Housing, only person who, other than the Prime Minister, served in that capacity. And when he asked me to be Minister of Housing, we started what was a squatter, well, not informal settlement survey. We call it squatter survey. Should have changed the name at the time, but a squatter survey to identify where people settled informally and to make sure that we could not just identify it geographically, but dig down into the situation and to see how we can help to regularize those persons, or we can help to give them what you call tenure, Tenure, because we want persons to have security of tenure. When you have security of tenure, you have something you can pass down generation to generation. There's more certainty. You feel more protected, and there are multiple benefits that flow from it for you and for your family.
Well, Minister, I think you deserve to get some rest at this time. But by the way, you're one of a kind, you know, sir, because you are in a class by yourself. Not many of your colleagues are. Well, let's not criticize them at all. But I appreciate the little time you have.
And I'm here, man, and I appreciate you guys, because you get out things to persons in a way that I may not have the capacity on my own to get it out. And the conversation is good because it makes what we're seeing interesting. It packages the meal in a palatable way. And, you know, we appreciate it. And as I said to you, the tough questions are not only to bowl me, but this is what the people want to hear, is what they're asking. And when you or Abby asks the questions, it sometimes allows me to go back and think, you know, and it helps in terms of structuring the policies. So we appreciate it.
There are many people, Minister, that want to help the government. I tell you, Minister, I've looked into this matter. Disinformation it's killing Jamaica. Well, killing is a bad word, but it's a massive problem, sir. But you can overcome that with a coordinated approach to giving out information, the correct information, sir. And there are many people who want to help, Minister. Just reach out, and I'm sure they'll be more than happy to help.
Well, again, you know, thanks to you guys. If there's anybody listening, I know that there are a lot of persons who are asking questions in the live. I'm going to ask Abby to perhaps take on a few of the questions, and I can try at the next live to answer them in the introduction. Many persons have questions about farm work. So every time I come out, I'm going to speak about farm work, just to make sure that we get the message out. Many persons have questions about solidarity as well. And so at the next TikTok live, I'll have a full discussion around solidarity. Because we have started to make payments on solidarity now. So people are asking, where's their money? Where's their money? So listen out for that. All right?
Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody. All right.
Okay, Minister, bye.
Have a great evening, sir. Go on to get something to eat, and best wishes to you and your family. Say good evening to your father for me, Senior Charles. He's a senior one, eh? You're the junior.
I will.
Michelle. But by the way, sir, tell Michelle I want to talk to her.
I'm not putting Michelle on no. No, man. I'm locking Michelle up. When you see her, tell her I'm locking her up. She's locked in her room. She's not to come out.
I think you know what I'm talking about.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, sir.
All right, Minister, bye.
That's the sort of...
Neighbor, I had...
Go ahead.
So I need to follow up with Minister Samuda, and I should follow up with Minister Samuda because he promised to come back on, and Minister Morgan. Yes, so I need to follow up with them, and as soon as I get some confirmation,
Let's start. Morgan.
Yes. So as soon as I get confirmation from them as to the time and date, I'll let you know.
Yeah, you used to be in media, Abby. You used to read news on TVJ. Give me your views on the whole matter of disinformation and what impact you think it has on a society like Jamaica, considering, for example, the level of education that we have. What's up?
Listen, I mean, in media, you know, you have competitors in media, so a lot of times you have people or entities racing to break the story first. So sometimes the first information they get, they just run and put it out with even fact checking or anything, you know, and oftentimes that gets people in trouble because you have to retract statements or sometimes it's too far gone. And I mean, in this day and age where people are so gullible and they believe everything, especially when they have their own agenda, it's doing a great disservice, man. It's doing a great disservice. I don't even know how we're going to fix this.
Did you know that there are allegations, Abby, that the PNP are paying people to tell lies?
Oh Lord, yeah, I've heard about that.
Can you countenance that? Do you understand the gravity, how serious that is to the democracy? How can a political party that expects to lead someday be coordinating and paying people to lie?
I mean, if that is true, that's very sad and it's very distasteful, man. And if you're willing to go that low,
but if it is not true, if it is not true, why has the party not disassociated itself from some of them? Because clearly they are comrades. They carry the party line, and the party hasn't come out to say we don't support you. Rather, they go on their platforms and chat.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it don't look good. It don't look good. I mean, if these things are true, right? I mean, if these things are true and they're willing to play these games so low and so dirty while in opposition, I mean, imagine the things they'll do when they actually have power.
You're a young girl, Abby. You're a young girl. Have you ever seen it this bad?
No, to be honest, no. No. And I mean, even in, I don't know if it's because more people are utilizing social media now, especially with the rise of TikTok, while we're seeing it so frequent. But I mean, in 2020, when I was working as communications coordinator for Colonel Charles Jr. in his 2020 elections, things weren't this bad. Things were not this bad, I can tell you. And I was underground, I was everywhere with him. I was at political meetings, I was constantly in the media space, monitoring media platforms and all of that, and it was never this bad. It wasn't this bad. I guess it's because so much more people have access, so much more people going on social media now. And then, I mean, it's so much easier to spread misinformation and to form your own agendas and all of that. It's just, I've
Yeah.
never seen it this bad.
Finally, Abby, what is the solution to this? How can it be counteracted, overcome, even defeated?
I mean, the government, them have to just come out and go hard. I don't know. They need to amp up their PR. No, seriously, they need to amp up their PR as well. I mean, opposition and go hard, government need to go harder.
Well,
Trust me.
that's exactly what needs to happen.
Yeah.
That's exactly what needs to happen. There are so many things that are best kept secret, Abby. By the way, Abby, really commend you for pulling the ministers out and getting them to talk. Really, you have such great talent, eh?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you're going to be reading news now.
No, I did the news already.
Read the news. What's in the news?
Let's see if I can remember. Oh my God, COVID really messed up my memory. There was a murder suicide in Harborview. What else did I see? The 2 municipal council staff members, they have actually been charged. You heard last week that they were arrested for
Yes.
cocaine possession. They have been charged. The female, she has been charged, but the male is still in hospital because they expelled 82 pellets of cocaine from his stomach.
Oh my.
82 pellets of cocaine from his stomach. So he's still in hospital, but the lady, she has been charged. I think her court date is sometime this month. Yeah, her court date is sometime this month. I mean, for good news, I think our bobsleigh team qualified for the Winter Olympics. That's some good news. What else did I see? For those who missed it, Third World co-founder for Third World Band, Cat Core, Stephen Cat Core, he passed away. He was only 60 years old. What else am I seeing? Oh yeah, IMF giving us some money.
Yes.
For hurricane relief. Yeah, they're giving us a lot of money.
I think
So that's 415 million US. Yeah. So that's a good thing. Also, they launched a program where parents are allowed to spend more time with their children at the Bustamante Hospital for Children.
That's fantastic, man.
Yeah, they get to stay till 10 p.m. Yeah. And I think I saw something, I think since the start of the year, let me tell you, the amount of people that have been killed by the security forces in the first 19 days of the year. How many? I think it's 21. Let me get the number correct. But it's not looking good at all. When I see these killings, I always ask myself, are all these people guilty of something? Like you tell me, say, some people life has scratched them that every time you see a group of police come, you just pull a firearm. So you're one man and you see a group of police, and as you see them come, you just pull your weapon. So I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't comment on those things, Abby, because I don't have the facts.
Yeah, same. But I always wonder, I just ask.
When you raise the hypothetical, the fact of the matter is that what we need to do is to strengthen our institutions like Indicom. Let them do the investigation, and we wait on those reports.
Yeah. They are also, I think
By the way, the dishonest PNP. I see Mr. Perry online there. Then dishonest PNP lie. Mr. PNP then lie so till. You know what? Don't get into no trouble. Like we'll tell them then lie PNP then lie. You see?
Oh God.
Mr. Perry, they need to form a ministry of lie. By the way, you're not a preacher man, sir. Pray for the PNP, them man. They do lie. I see them now talking about murders down. Don't mean that people feel safe. right? So that's the spin the liar them putting on it, you know.
So what does it mean? So what does it mean then?
In other words, there is no correlation with citizens' safety, feeling secure, and murders being done. What are people themselves?
Okay.
Yeah, what are people themselves? I mean, come on. That's it. That's the latest spin that Jamaicans don't feel safe. That means murders don't mean nothing. Yeah.
I mean, so if it doesn't mean anything, why do you always counter the government's crime plan then if crime going down doesn't mean anything?
Yeah. You know, ma'am, Peter Bunting, you know, threw his hands up in the air, waved the flag of surrender, and prayed, called for divine intervention. Mr. Bunting, he was one of the only security ministers that couldn't protect himself. You know that?
I remember hearing that, yeah.
You hear it? Is that a joke? He couldn't even protect himself, man. Yeah. Much less we could protect Jamaica. It's a Bunting. Anyway, thank you so much.
Yeah, we will keep in touch. As soon as I get confirmation from Minister Samuda and Minister Morgan, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a great night. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also. I do not support corruption. A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also. I do not support corruption. Corruption takes money away from children's education. It deprives hospitals of basic necessities. It means that roads are not fixed. Corruption deepens inequality. It siphons off taxpayers' money to make a few cronies richer with.
I don't have the time to talk to Golden tonight. Golden? Golden, be quiet. You hear me? Golden, I think you should be quiet. Anyway, Caroline, welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you, Neighbour.
Yes. 10 minutes to 10 o'clock. Let's see if we can add half hour. No, let's see if we can add half hour. Can you post the Zelle account for me though, please? Because I'm gonna have to get some support here for the next hour, you know. Golden. How much money? By the way, I see Mr. Perry is here.
Gosh, I can't believe me high. Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting.
Political connect. A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also.
Oh gosh, I can't believe me high. Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting.
A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will.
Right there, fire. Yeah, please. Fire.
Oh gosh.
Draw out that curtain.
Can't believe me. Hi. Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting.
Me also. I do not support corruption. Corruption takes money away from children's education. It deprives hospitals of basic necessities. It means that roads.
Oh gosh. I can't believe me. Hi. Boy,
Let's go in. Let's go in. We're asking. It's 4 or 5. We need 5 of our listeners to send $20 to Zelle. 5 of our listeners, please respond to this call, please. 954-635-8732. Let's go into the notes and rub up until 10:30.
oh gosh. I can't believe me. Hi. Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting.
Anyway, the sound of a solitary piano echoes through the dimly lit auditorium, followed by a hushed murmur in the crowd. Let's go. Let's go into this. I probably should go to the calls because, if I start this, I'm going to have to go for an hour and a half. So, you know what? Let's pick this up tomorrow. Let's open the lines. Open the lines for me, moderator, please.
Neighbor? Hi, I think we would prefer the notes at this time.
All right, let's go. Okay, so in politics, you see, words are the currency of conviction. And actions are the ledger of accountability. Mark Golding his statements are a clarifying moment. It appears like a beam of light piercing the fog of partisan rhetoric as he echoes, a corrupt government cannot liberate the people. Truer words have never been spoken. For what is corruption, if not the antithesis of liberation? The antithesis. But can the PNP claim to be the liberator? Not the PNP enslaved Jamaica. Liberation. Eighteen and a half years of imprisonment, and you now come talking about liberation? Shackling of many, the fight for scarce benefits and political spoils, carried on by hostile tribes perpetually at war. And we have heard it said that power corrupts. Power corrupts. And absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Goldings in he says corruption steals from our children, deprives hospitals, deepens inequality. And that the Integrity Commission is weakened. It's almost as if Mark is calling the nation to action. But they are mere words. Because one thing is certain, is that he cannot escape the weight of his party's history. The 18 and a half years of PNP mismanagement, the scandals, the unfulfilled promises, are these not ghosts that haunts him? Listen to this man here.
Beginner friendly and requires no equipment.
You're a member of Parliament for Central Westmoreland. Welcome to Power Talk Mondays. Today we'll be talking about the land regularization situation in the constituency and in the parish of Westmoreland as a whole. And this has been highlighted even more since the passage of Hurricane Melissa. And this is because people who have lost their homes, the majority of them, were living on lands that did not belong to them. They did not own it. Some of them leased it, some of them were just living there because they had nowhere else to go. And now the issue is they are rebuilding these houses. They have to rebuild temporary houses because they don't own the land. So
after 18 and a half years of government, more than 40 years of representation, the people don't own any land. They are squatters. It's a ghost, you know, Mr. Perry. It's a ghost. But you think people are naive? You think people are naive? You come out to talk about corrupt government? The people see the games. Because this type of rhetoric is only crafted to distract, not to inform. The shame of Jamaica today, all of you young people listening to me, the shame of Jamaica today is that as I speak to you, Westmoreland, the majority of it is under bondage. Mr. Golding talk about liberation. Is Westmoreland liberated? We had a man on the program last night. You heard him? It's corruption. It is corruption. Why the people of Westmoreland don't have lands for themselves and can't connect to the grid. But the people are not naive. They hear the provocative questions, the hypotheticals, and they ask, what's the substance behind the sound? What is the substance behind the sound? And I would say to Mr. Golding, if you have information, share it. Don't pose, propose. Don't whisper, declare. Where is the corruption that you are highlighting? Where is it? And since you are proposing, since you are posing, you spoke of the malignant influence of money on the last election. Did the people of Westmoreland get any money to vote? Did the malignant influence of money affect the vote in Westmoreland? I'm asking. And what about the allegations against your own party? Are bloggers being paid to spread lies? Is that true? Is it true, Perry, that bloggers are being paid to spread disinformation? Is that true? And is that not corrupt? Is it true that you are circulating things online that they are members of the government to be extradited? Is that true? Are the bloggers being paid to tell lies, Golden? George Davis, in one of his this morning piece, said that there were people paid by taxpayers who were attempting to interfere in the outcome of the last election. Is that true? And if they were attempting to interfere in the outcome of the election, which party would it benefit? Is it the NDM or the UIC? Were these people operating on behalf of the UIC? And why would the UIC be doing that? Why would the UIC, by the way, it is a lie. It is a lie to say that Vaz went into parliament and lied. That is a lie. That's part of the you know, I tell you, let me not respond to everything here. I saw you, Perry, collecting your papers at the university. You know, there was a time when they called that place the intellectual ghetto. No, when you know my friend Harry is a graduate. I saw you collecting your papers there, sir. Don't make people turn you in a fool. Congratulations, Perry. I recommend to you, Mr. Perry, Alexander Pope essay on criticism. I recommend that to you, sir. Alexander Pope essay on criticism. A little learning is a dangerous thing. I could recommend it to myself. Anyway, the minister did not lie in parliament, so that's not true. Not true at all. Are these bloggers phantoms of a paranoid imagination? The people deserve answers, you know, Mr. Golden. Not evasions, answers. How much money has the party collected on behalf of the people of Jamaica since the hurricane? How much money? Where is the money? Where is the money that the party is collecting on behalf of the people of Jamaica? We need answers, you know. It's time for you to stop evading those questions and answer it, because you will have no moral authority to challenge or to question the government. And we're going to bring it back. We're going to bring it back and keep asking that question. All right? Let's go to Mr. Floyd Green. Floyd Green.
A corrupt government cannot.
Saying that 800
Let's go to Mr. Floyd Green, and then we listen to him.
$70 million worth of contracts were not properly reviewed by your procurement committee. Yeah. How do you plead? What happened?
I'll say two things. I'll say three things. I think people are very aware how our procurement systems operate now, and that procurement does not operate at the level of the minister, and that is on purpose. We structured our system in such a way to separate ministerial oversight and ministerial direction from procurement. And ministers are by law mandated to focus on things of policy. So a lot of the things that have come to bear in terms of, for example, a committee minutes not being supplied are news that would come to the minister for the first time. So I'll say that firstly, and I'll come back to that in the end. The second thing is, having discussed it with my technical team, and I'm sure they have prepared a response and would have disseminated a response. The Auditor General at no time said that $870 million was used for untoward purposes or went to contractors that were not bona fide, or that the money was misappropriated. What the Auditor General said is that she did not receive minutes for the procurement review meeting.
Mm-hmm.
What the ministry has said is twofold. In some instances, you are not required by law to have a procurement review meeting. Even though the Auditor General may have it in the guidelines, there is a law that supersedes that. And two, this was not last year. This was not the year before. This was in 2021, 2022, when we were in COVID, when the meetings were being held virtually, and that the ministry had indicated to the auditor.
I have much to say on that, you know. I'm pressed for time. Good evening to you, Comrade Perry.
Yes, neighbor. I was wanting to come and say hi and just go. I know it's late.
That's fine. Well, you had an interview with the leader of the party the other night. Did it go off?
Yeah, man, it went well. You know, it went
Where
well.
is it? Where is it?
Where is what?
The interview.
Oh, it's on my YouTube channel.
It's there now?
Yeah, man, you can watch it.
Uh-huh. Well, but when you posted it?
Last week Wednesday. Was it last week Wednesday? Yes, I believe it was last week Wednesday. What date is that?
Uh-huh. Okay, whenever it was. Mr. Perry, by the way, sir, congratulations. You graduated from the university with what, sir?
Political science and a minor in gender studies.
Oh, what is that? What is gender studies?
Gender studies is just the study of you know, how we can advance advocacy for marginalized groups, for example, women, children, even vulnerable societies, things of that nature.
Uh-huh. And political science involve what?
Political science is really just the study of our government structures, different structures, and how governance take place. I've always had a passion for governance and politics and policy as well. So it's just really everything surrounding politics as a science, because it's really a science if you really look at it, you know. So yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Perry, the Member of Parliament for Central Westmoreland, Mr. Dwayne Vaz, is urging the government to regularize the citizens in Westmoreland. Over in Eastern Westmoreland, Mr. Perry, the people of Eastern Westmoreland are in darkness. Mr. Perry, is this not an indictment on the party you support, that after dominating the politics in Westmoreland for more than 40 years, your people there don't have land, don't have light, and my understanding is that they are being told that if they dare vote for another party, their land will be taken away on that. As a man who have studied political science, is this not political manipulation by a party you support?
Why, neighbor, you ask me the question as if I know about what you're talking about. What you said, the man, what you said, the MP said that what if they vote?
Let me play it for you. Let me play it for you. Let me play it for you.
Dwayne Vaz here, your member of parliament for Central Westmoreland. Welcome to Power Talk Mondays. Today we'll be talking about the land regularization situation in the constituency and in the parish of Westmoreland as a whole. And this has been highlighted even more since the passage of Hurricane Melissa. And this is because people who have lost their homes, the majority of them, were living on lands that did not belong to them.
No, you hear that, Perry? They were living on land that did not belong to them. Mr. Perry, Dayton Campbell in Parliament last week said not one member in his constituency was connected to the grid. Now, I checked that, Perry, and what I found is that it is an indictment on your party.
Right.
Because, Mr. Perry, the people in those constituencies that have been very loyal supporters of your party, sir, have been so misrepresented that they don't have lands, they can't be connected to the public grid, and now the PNP is asking the government to regularize the supporters of the People's National Party.
All right. So, Mr. Neighbor, I hear you. What I'm gonna say to you is this: first of all, I know you said that Minister Vaz didn't tell a lie. He said he was misinformed.
I'm not talking about Darrell. I'm talking about Dwayne. Answer the question about Dwayne.
What about yes? You play the clip. So, what is the question? What are you asking me?
The question is, sir, that he's now asking the government to look into regularizing lands for the people.
What's wrong with asking the government to do that?
For more than 40. Why
Mr.
they never
Neighbor,
regularize the land?
Mr. Neighbor, we cannot talk about water that is under the bridge. Let us be a forward-thinking set of people. The government is in power now, and that is the JLP administration, the Andrew Holness-led administration. This is a perfect opportunity for Andrew Holness then to show up the PNP. Show us up then. Do the work. This accomplishes nothing, Mr. Neighbor, for us talking about what was happening for 40 years. The reality is that the JLP is now at the reins. Do the people's business and stop this nonsense about who 40 years. I wasn't born. I wasn't in those times. I started my political journey last year, and I want to see the Andrew Holness administration do the work that the people want to see. This blame game and pointing finger won't accomplish anything.
It's not a blame game, Mr.
No, but that's what's happening.
No, sir. You're a student of politics. It is context, Mr. Perry. It is context. I am suggesting to you that you cannot absolve the PNP of responsibility here. Don't tell me that we must move on. For us to move on, we need to understand what is happening here. And I'm putting it to you, sir, that after representing a constituency for more than 40 years, should not the people be more advanced in their development, in their aspirations, in their dreams?
And I understand your point, Mr. Neighbor, but you should know you remember who I am and what I represent. I represent my views, and my view is simply this.
I'm not asking for your views.
But I have to tell you my views.
No, but I'm not asking for your views. What I'm asking
what you want me to tell you?
Is this a failure of representation?
No, but then no constituency, Mr. Neighbor.
But let's not talk about this. Is this a failure of representation?
Political science tells you this, and I'm happy you asked me about based on political science. It's when it comes to politics, Mr. Neighbor, and this is the problem that I'm having with Jamaican politics overall. We love to have partisan conversations, and we move away from the real issues, and we go to say, okay, is PMP cause this or is JLP cause this.
Well,
The
I never asked you about
conversation.
PMP.
No,
I
but
never asked
that's
you
what
about
you're
PMP.
basically saying.
No. What I'm asking you about is if the people of Westmoreland have been living like this, is it a failure of government? Let's ask you that then. Let's put it a different way. Is it a failure of government?
So failure of government is a bit of a stretch because you said it's a constituency issue. I'm pretty sure that over the 40 years, 50 years, how long it has been like that?
Well, no since independence, man.
All right, so it has been now been like that for a while. You have to take into consideration as well the context of Westmoreland. I'm pretty sure you know that Westmoreland traditionally they have and I personally believe that Westmoreland must look into how they develop their houses going forward, because clearly it is susceptible to harsh wind and rain, and therefore would need better housing structures. That's my personal view.
You agree with me, Mr. Perry, that the People's National Party, the people of Westmoreland have been largely supporters of the party?
Yeah, man, we know that. Yes. Yeah.
And would you accept that the party dominates the politics in Westmoreland?
Based on the votes, I think it's safe to assume that.
And you also would accept that you would want to continue doing it in the next election. You don't mind winning all 3 seats?
No, man, PMP will win the next election, but that's
I'm not talking about
no, we will win the next election. But
you're being ridiculous. We're talking about. Would you agree, sir, that it would be nice for the party if they hold on to Westmoreland?
Of course.
And continue representing Westmoreland.
Of course.
And therefore, Mr. Perry, should the representative of the parish not be held responsible for where the parish is in terms of its development?
Yes and no, and I'll tell you why. Yes, and I said yes and no. So let me tell you why I said yes and why I said no. Yes, a member of parliament is to represent the plight of the people and to also be a middleman of in some sort.
Did you know, Mr. Perry?
No, I'm telling you, hold on, neighbor, may I tell you why I said that?
I'm going to ask you a question. You can answer. Did you know, Mr. Perry, who the member of parliament for Eastern Westmoreland was?
You remember me young, you know, tell me. I just started my politics last year. Tell me.
The black man time. You remember that?
Okay.
You know who that was?
Yes. Well, yes.
Don't talk about middleman. Don't talk about middleman, sir.
No, I'm telling you why I said that. Nobody, you know, let me finish. That's why I said that because Mr. Prime Minister said that it is not the MP's responsibility to fix roads and collect garbage and things of that nature. The MP's role is to bring the issues to Parliament, and the different agencies established will be the ones to carry out these activities.
You know, Mr. Ferry, you're a man that I respect. I respect your intellect. Do not insult mine.
I'm not insulting yours, Mr. Neighbor. I'm telling you.
No, but hold on. If you're gonna respect me and have a conversation with me here, sir, don't disrespect me.
How am I disrespecting you?
You are disrespecting me by giving me a spin. I'm not asking you to spin this, sir. I'm saying to you, as a future leader of this country, should the representatives of Westmoreland be held accountable for where Westmoreland is?
And I said yes and no, but you never allowed me to finish. I said yes and no. And I'm telling you why. Yes, because the responsibility of a member of parliament, right, is to number one, and his foremost responsibility is to represent the constituency, whether there is road conditions, garbage not collect, water not in the pipe, things of that nature.
Mr. Perry, you're not making much sense.
But you're not allowing me to finish.
Representation involves, Mr. Perry, which means you are admitting, therefore, that they have not been doing their jobs.
Mr. Neighbor, you see, you're not allowing me to finish, you know, and that's the problem. I'm telling you that yes, a member of parliament should be held accountable if a constituency is in a particular position. Because one, a member of parliament is supposed to bring the issues to the relevant authorities and all of that. But what
And
if
that
the member
member of parliament was the Prime Minister of Jamaica?
Hold on, now, Mr. Neighbor. What happens now in our context, where a member of parliament goes to parliament and said to the Prime Minister and the government, these are the issues, and the Prime Minister is saying, listen, an MP isn't responsible for fixing roads. An MP is not responsible for collecting garbage. Allow the organizations who get the power to do that. How do you now hold the MP accountable when on many occasions, Neighbor, the power has been centralized and the MPs don't have that leverage to build up their constituency? That's what I'm talking about.
Or you do not understand what representation means then. You don't understand what representation means.
How can you blame one MP for things that the MP don't have control over? That don't make no sense, Mr. Neighbor.
If the garbage is uncollected, the member of parliament is failing.
But
It's
what
a
if the member of parliament advocate? You can't say that, Mr. Neighbor. You can't say that. What if the member of parliament is advocating, come fix the garbage, come take up the garbage, and they're not doing it? How can you blame the MP?
Now I have to move on, Mr. Perry. Don't Harry is joining me.
Good night, neighbor. Good night, Mr.
Yeah,
Perry.
go ahead, Harry.
You hear me clearly, right? Because I'm on my way heading home.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Mr. Perry, please let's not be elusive when straightforward questions are being asked, right? Let's not try to put a spin on anything. I'm going to double down on this question with another question. In your view, because you said yes and no, do you think the government at that time failed Westmoreland? And why?
I wouldn't say
the answer.
You're gonna let me answer, okay? And again, guys, I'm not doing reverse. I see the comments. I'm not trying to be unnecessarily smart. No, but Harry, the people them things that me are trying.
Answer me. No,
yes,
no, Mr.
I'm
Perry.
not trying to go around. I'm not trying to go around anybody. I'm not using reverse psychology. All right. So to answer Harry's question now, I can admit, Harry, that Westmoreland could have been a much better parish overall. I will admit that. There's definitely somebody was playing something.
No, man, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Oh, yes. So yes, Harry, I do agree with you that Westmoreland could have been a much better parish, and you know, I agree that when I went to Westmoreland, I saw clearly that there were some levels of development that is definitely needed, right, in Westmoreland. So I'm not ignoring the fact that Westmoreland is indeed in need of radical change and some levels of modernity and things of that nature. I am agreeing with that, but I wouldn't say the government has failed. You know, I don't want to go down that road to say the government failed. But what I can say though is that Westmoreland definitely needs major improvement, and we have to look forward as to how we can develop the infrastructure of the parish, modernize the building expectations so that the parish overall can be formidable, right, if another hurricane should come. But I wouldn't say the government failed, Harry. I wouldn't say the government failed, but the parish definitely needs a lot of improvement.
So, Mr. Perry, if we are to judge, and of course our parish is unique, right? If we're to look at the people of Westmoreland and we compare every other parish, and Westmoreland is so far beyond the least developed parish, or the second to least developed parish, doesn't that say the representation they have had has been poor, meaning that they have not accomplished even the average standard as the rest of the country?
Hold on, I think somebody else is saying something.
It's just me and you, Mr. Perry. I think everybody else is muted.
Sorry, yes, man. As I was saying, Harry, I agree with you that Westmoreland is indeed in need of certain amenities that will definitely propel the parish forward. But to say the government fail, Harry, that is what I'll be doing now by saying that is to disregard many other accomplishments that the government has under their belt, and I don't want to go down the road and discredit, right?
Government failed the people of Westmoreland.
No, man, you can't
Because
say the people. You
it-
can't say the
Mr.
government
Perry.
fail the people. What do you
Mr.
mean by
Perry,
fail
Mr.
the
Perry.
people?
The fact that these people are living subpar compared to the rest of the country, it means you failed the people. The representation at that side has failed the people, Mr. Perry. And it is nothing
I have a
to
question, I have a
say.
question.
Hold on. It is nothing to say and nothing wrong if somebody fails, because we should be learning from our failures, right? And as such, I heard you also mention, it sounds like playing tit for tat, saying we're looking back and saying what should have been done back. But the truth is, Mr. Perry, you have to look back in order to go forward. Is that not so?
But when we look back, you guys don't like us
hold
when
on,
we look back.
hold on. Mr. Perry, I'm hearing you, right?
Yes,
I'm
Harry,
asking
but it's
very
true.
specific things.
Mm.
Right. So if somebody who has been a part of the political party or part of the representational process fail the people because they clearly have not developed and advanced the people where they should be, right? That person who now come, or that party that now comes and wants to mandate the government basically to do something they should have done at least 2 decades ago, right? Because I'm going by the words, we've not heard any process has started before to continue it. They're mandating the government to do that no for the very people that voted for them. That for me, Mr. Perry, and you can tell me what you think, means you failed the people as well.
So it's wrong. So are we saying that it's wrong for the MP in Westmoreland to come and ask the government to assist in the development of Westmoreland?
I'm saying they have no stake, no credibility to come and be bold enough to make that claim.
But the MP is doing his job.
Hold on, Mr. Perry. It's implement within that time frame, the party and the government at that time would have failed in that matter, because that is an issue that should not have spanned over 40 years. And now we're placing the burden. The government is the government. That's fine.
Exactly,
But
Harry. That's my point.
Hold on. But we cannot come and say that the government should be doing it and almost laying a timeline to it. The fact of the matter, Mr. Perry, is that the People's National Party failed in their glorious times of that period to do the very basic thing as land reform for the people.
Yes.
Harry, I was born in 1999. I started my political journey in 2025. I see the MP hold on, Harry. I see the MP asking for the government to assist Westmoreland. I hope that the government of Jamaica will assist Westmoreland. That is all I am saying. Because it accomplishes nothing, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to be very firm on this. It accomplishes nothing for us to sit and ask who failed who 40, 50 years ago. If the government can help Westmoreland, help Westmoreland. It's not about PMP, whether it's a PMP place or not.
Hold on, Mr. Perry, are you married?
I'll be married in the future. I am not married right now.
You would take up a girl and care nothing about her past?
Love covers a multitude of sins.
And after that, would you marry a girl and you care nothing about her past?
No, in all seriousness, I wouldn't say I would just marry her like that. Of course, I'm going to do a checkup and see who she probably is.
Her past would inform your future.
No, but if I love her, Mr. Neighbor, it will not prevent me.
I am asking you, would you marry a girl and you care nothing about what life she lived in the past? Who she slept with, who failed her? You love her, you just marry her. You do that.
Oh, come on, man, Mr. Neighbor. No man would just get up and marry any woman like that. But I'm saying if you love the woman, my point is if you love the woman, it no matter what the past is. And it's the same thing that I'm saying. If we love Jamaica, Mr. Neighbor, we will love. Yeah, if we love Jamaica, we won't get into this thing about who did the who. Just help the people. That's all I'm saying.
No, this is more than about love, Mr. Perry. This is about accountability.
So who is to be held accountable?
What is politics? What is politics about, Mr. Perry? What is politics about?
First of all, let's define politics. Politics is defined as the allocation.
No, I know the definition. You have to tell me.
No, but persons may be on the live who don't know Mr. Neighbour. So I'm just allow me to for those who don't know.
Show us how brilliant you are. Go ahead.
Anyways, what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, according to the basic definition of politics is the allocation of resources. Who gets what, when, where, and how. Right?
That is what politics is about?
That's the first and most basic definition. You can look it up.
I'm gonna tell you something, Mr. Perry. I'm gonna tell you something. Be careful of that. Be very careful of that definition.
What is politics? What's the basic definition of politics, Mr. Neighbour? I'm giving you notes.
That is the PNP's definition of politics,
Mr. Neighbour, stop it. That is research. Stop the foolishness. Don't talk about PNP definition.
Well, that's not my definition of what politics is about.
That's the basic definition that anywhere you go in the world.
That politics is about what?
Politics is, first of all, I guess the person I'm going to learn tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you can look it up. The first basic understanding of politics is the allocation of resources. I'm not questioning, I'm not asking any questions. I'm telling you guys what is politics. Because politics.
Can I make you interject?
Politics.
Hold on. This is very important.
Politics right across the board is first the allocation of resources. Look it up. I'm not asking any question. I'm standing on the credibility of the institution. I'm telling you, Pulsai, that is the basic definition, the first most basic definition of what is politics. Politics is always about who gets what, when, where, and how. That's the fundamental understanding of politics. I'm not asking. I'm telling you.
It is not the fundamental definition. It's a simplistic definition, Mr. Perry.
What did I say? It's the foremost definition. It's the first thing persons will learn about politics.
But it is not only about who get what, when, and how.
I know that, but don't make it seem as if my definition is wrong. So please tell the people that you want to...
You're simplifying the definition of politics.
No, so tell the people that, yes, what Perry is saying, it's true, but it's more than that. Please say that.
Politics, Mr. Perry.
Please affirm my definition first, Mr. Neighbour.
I'm not affirming it.
What I'm saying is untrue?
Politics, Mr. Perry, is more than about what people get, how, when, and how. That is a simplistic definition.
But we have to start somewhere.
I don't expect you to be simplistic.
No, let us start from one point and then we expand the conversation. Come on, man, Mr. Neighbour. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not too simplistic. That's the first thing you learn.
Well, when you go to school, okay, all right. I'm not understanding what's happening. He's muted.
Yeah, I think Perry's muted. But you know what? I don't understand. Even with that definition, Neighbour, right? Who gets what, when, and how? By that definition, I hope Mr. Perry is hearing me. It simply means that at that time, the People's National Party failed, and I'm not going to stop saying failed, to manage the conflicts, promote the interests, and organize the society of the people in that area. So simply put, who gets what? Westmoreland didn't get anything much. Yes. When? 40 years later? And how? By a new government? It simply meant that the previous administrations, especially those who have held it tightly close to their bosom, did not promote the interests of the people, did not handle and organize the society in that. Because of course you have societies within society, right? You have small groups and so on. It simply meant that in the structural aspect of Jamaica's society, the Westmoreland aspect of it did not benefit. So they did not get that distribution of resources, because clearly they are, and with all due respect to anybody from Westmoreland, you guys did not get enough resources. You guys are behind the rest of the country. And whatever the societal rules that governs it from the government standpoint, it simply meant that enough was not done. And as such, if enough is not done, which is below average, simply put, they have failed the very people. And that is just factual. It's not something that needs rebuttal.
Yeah. For the
right?
neighbor rights that listen to this program, you see, politics at its core is meant to serve the people. It's not about who get what, when, and how. That's rubbish.
Mr. Neighbor, stop. Don't discredit. Don't discredit the definition, Mr. Neighbor.
Just wait, sir.
That is a part.
It's a long time I'm hearing this foolishness about who get what, when, and how.
But that is simple definition.
I am not accepting it.
All right, fine. You don't want to accept my definition.
The word politics.
No, fine, Mr. Neighbor. It's fine. Even though that's the case, but okay.
Okay. So Aristotle speaks of the importance of emphasizing politics as governance. Governance for the good of the people, the common good of the people. Okay? No, you are going to put it to who get what, when, and how. And you know something, Mr. Perry, before you were born, that very definition that you came with put your party into problem, you know.
Jesus, you know that? Mr. Neighbor, is that a good, isn't that a definition for what is politics, Mr. Neighbor? Just answer me. Isn't that a definition for politics?
Infomedia? I don't accept it.
Don't say you don't accept it, but don't say that is not a definition, sir. Just say that you don't accept it, but don't make it seem as if that is not a definition. I can't appreciate that. That is a definition.
And that is why the people of Westmoreland is
and peace. But even Harry was, I agree. You see, you're not listening, Even Harry used my definition to aid his point. So don't rubbish the definition. The definition is a good definition. No, so again, I'm saying, if you look at who gets what, when, where, and how, yes, I like how Harry used the definition to argue his point. And I agree, Westmoreland is in dire need of a lot of more resources, a lot more advancements, a lot more modernity. And I'm saying the current administration, Mr. Neighbor, cannot look on it and say, oh, a long time them a vote for PMP and not change that happen. They have to help them just the same. That's all I'm saying,
Let's give info.
And they will, Mr. Perry. They will.
Christ, man. Hello, baby, come off my life. Let me talk about my life. Hey, Mr. Harry.
Go ahead, sir.
Bishop. Good night, Perry, Bishop in Christ.
No, just Perry, not a bishop.
A man of God, man. You speak truth. Let me ask you this. Are you aware of this famous quote from a politician? The us-type tribe who fight for political scarce benefits and spoils. You ever heard of that?
Not at all.
That was said by former Prime Minister, the most honorable PJ Percival Patterson. You ever heard of that?
No, man. Remember me young.
Let me ask you this. In your capacity of a man of God, not a politician. Would you say it is the government, this administration, fair enough to map up the mistake of the past of the people of Westmoreland?
Info. I understand where you're coming from. And let me answer this firstly. On the face value of it, it doesn't look fair for any administration to come and map up anything of the past. But what is the role of your government, Info? You cannot govern like that. If that is how we're gonna govern, we will continue this cycle.
Hold on, Perry. I hear earlier on you said the people of Westmoreland is badly need and dire straits and the other story, and you're emphasizing on the people of Westmoreland. The people of St. Elizabeth, especially Black River, suffer almost the same fate as the people of Westmoreland. The people of Hanover almost suffer the same fate as the people of Westmoreland. Trelawney almost suffer the same fate. Some sections of Trelawney, some section of St. Ann almost suffer the same fate. And the emphasis now is on a parish who has seen prime ministers for almost 4 consecutive terms. And you're telling us now in this 21st century that the emphasis must place on a parish who has made numerous decisions to determine who govern the affairs of the country.
Info,
And
I've
when
never
them,
said that.
parish, well, I know what we finish. I want to finish. Let me come down. And when that parish find themselves in the quagmire that they are now, you're telling me now this government must drop them hand and the rest of the country must stand still until they fix Westmoreland. Is that the case?
That's not what I said. So if you're asking me what's my stance on that, ask me. But don't try to put words in my mouth, sir. I never came up here and said that the government should drop their hands and focus on Westmoreland alone. I have been to several parishes in the western part of the island. I have contributed in giving aid to several parishes, not just Westmoreland. My only point is, and this is irrefutable, and nobody can argue this point, the aim and goal for any administration, regardless of whichever government or party that is in the administration at the helm of leadership, your primary role is not to look at this thing from a partisan perspective and say, oh, because them have voted for PMP or them have voted for JLP all these years, we must be slow to respond to the needs of the people. What about the innocent children who are suffering in Westmoreland? What about the single mothers and others who are homeless just the same? I'm not getting down in the business of partisan rhetorics and nonsensical conversations about who 50 years did. Help the people. That's my point. Help the people. You are the government now. Help the people.
Perry, me hear you. Me understand where you are going.
No,
You say,
no info.
Hold on. Me personally, fully aware of what and the type of narrative you're pushing now.
What is the narrative that I'm pushing? That
your narrative you're pushing now is that the government. All right, let me ask you this. Are you not saying the government must give Westmoreland full attention because
that's not what I said, neighbor?
So what you saying?
No, hear what I said, no man. I said help the people. People not just live at Westmoreland. Come on, the info man. That's not what I said. And let's not try to twist words. When I talk about me, I use my head pound. I've never came up here, not once did I say that the government must drop their hands and give Westmoreland attention alone. That's not what I said. I mentioned all the parishes were affected and I said people need help. Help the people.
Let me ask you, neighbor, what you hold on, Perry. We're going to have a debate. What you understand from Perry's statement since he's on the live?
You know, I don't want to misquote him, and I've been very distracted with a lot of things here, info. So you know, I don't understand.
Info, you can ask me.
Hold on, Perry.
Ask me.
Harry. No, hold on. Let me ask Harry because he's on the live. Harry, what you understand from Perry line of argument since he's on the live?
All right, just 2 points I think that could summarize it. Mr. Perry, you can correct me if I'm wrong. One, Westmoreland is definitely needs the help.
Yes.
Right? And as such, the current government should offer that help.
Yes.
Right? And secondly, the previous administration and what they have not done is not something we should be constantly speaking on.
Let me say this. And this is, and anybody who in the chat of us agree, we call them the well-thinking Jamaicans. In my understanding of Perry line of argument, is that Westmoreland is the only parishes.
Jesus Christ.
Hold on. No, me tell you what I understand from you in a bass, man.
You can't understand that when I've never said that.
My personal views.
Right.
You can't tell me my personal views.
Your personal views. True.
My personal views from your conversation is that Westmoreland is the parish that gets most of the effect and they need attention in a matter who. In a matter who in a power, they need attention. So without any due question Westmoreland of political affiliation or what they did in the past, they need attention. So go to Westmoreland and deal with them because they need attention.
No.
That is what I'm getting from what you're saying, Perry.
The host mentioned Westmoreland. Probably you're being misled. And probably I just need to give you some clarity. Or probably you joined late. I wasn't the one who singled out Westmoreland. And the persons on the live can be honest. Let us be honest, people, please. The host, in the name of Mr. Neighbour, spoke specifically about the conditions of Westmoreland, right? And later asked me if it is not PNP who should be held responsible for the poor, what they call it now, levity then of Westmoreland. So nobody else on the platform is talking about Westmoreland should be receiving all the help. Nobody said that info, so please don't leave the life with that narrative. I've never once came and said that Westmoreland must get all the help. I couldn't in my right mind say that. It's not Westmoreland alone get help. Come on, man, ladies and gentlemen. Let us not be disingenuous. I never once came and said that. Not once.
All right, you say never said that. Let me ask you this, Perry. Would you fear to say Westmoreland would have to follow the red tape and the bureaucracy in government for them to get the necessary help?
Please explain that a little more. What do you mean by that?
Like any other government guidelines, you know, you have to follow. You have to follow the guidelines, especially with permanent secretary, government projects, yada yada yada, and the whole story. In terms of getting road infrastructure, even they said JPS with the bureaucracy, even they said food distribution because Auditor General. Don't you think Westmoreland are in the waiting line like anybody else?
Yeah, I agree that Westmoreland has to wait. Info, I'm not against Westmoreland waiting. You know, I don't know if you came up here with a preconceived notion. Info, I didn't.
I've been listening to you for quite some time, and your emphasis is on Westmoreland to get help.
Because the host, you see, ladies and gentlemen, the conversation was specifically about Westmoreland, but we're not saying that is Westmoreland alone need the help. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. I have never once came up here and said that it's Westmoreland alone to get the help. I've never once said that.
We narrowed down the conversation to Westmoreland, right? So
thank you, Harry. Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Listen, let me make this clear, Harry. Since I joined the conversation, Perry.
You join it.
No, hold on, the boss man. Since I joined the conversation, Perry emphasis was on the parish of Westmoreland. No matter what you hear is what me hear.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Good.
That you hear, but that don't mean you're right. Info. I never come and I make
it. Go and join the live. It's a neighbor.
All right.
I have one question for Mr. Perry before we go to the break.
Let's pull this back. All right. Harry.
Yes, neighbor.
Go ahead, Harry. Go ahead. Thank you for spending a little time with us, Perry.
Yes, neighbor. No problem.
Yeah. On the basis of accountability, Mr. Perry, because I know, like myself, you are big on accountability. With the request being made by the opposition member of parliament, no. Do you think in your capacity it is fair to ask that the people of Jamaica request from the People's National Party to take accountability for having not delivered for the people of Westmoreland as they should have? And the reason why I'm asking is that Westmoreland is the only parish that has this land reformation issue to this magnitude.
Okay, you're finished? You're finished. So Harry, again, I'm gonna answer you. I believe, as a person who is big on accountability, if it is a case where under the former administrations of the PNP, we saw a reluctance to get the people properly documented to be more comfortable on lands, and there is a need for a change, and if we want to have the conversation to say who should be held accountable, well, if the PNP failed in that regard, then they must be held accountable. I have no problem with that. I'm big on accountability, and I've always said this: if a party is wrong, they're wrong. If JLP wrong, them wrong. If PNP right, them right. I'm not afraid to say that, right?
All right.
So let me finish my point now, neighbor.
Yes,
however, yes. So I'm agreeing that if the PNP missed on a few things regarding documentation in the past, yeah, man, I understand. But I don't want us to miss the key point that I want to drive home, and I want everybody to hear me out now. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to be forward-thinking people, right? And we talk about prosperity and all of those things. Let us not get in the quagmire of trying to pin this on people and pin that on people. The election done gone. JLP win.
Time is going. Let's move on.
You understand?
Mr. Perry, the country is suffering from a new word, not new, but we are learning a lot more of it, called disinformation.
Mm-hmm.
A number of people affiliated with the party you support are online putting out information that I know you know is not correct.
You know that I know?
I know you know.
Ask me, tell me what it is, and I will tell you if I know.
Do you want me to play some of it, sir?
Yeah, man. I don't like when people try to ask me. Don't assume, man, Mr. Neighbor. I don't like that. Ask me if I know.
Is it true that the party you support is paying people to come online and tell lies?
Gee, Mr. Neighbor, I don't know about that. I don't know about. I can tell you personally, I have never been paid by any political party to give my opinions because I have my own platform. I have nearly 100,000. Nobody ever helped me build it, right? So nobody can tell me what to say, how to say it. So I can only speak for myself. And I've told persons all the time, I'm not a blogger. I'm an advocate. There's a difference. Yes, but I can't tell you.
You just said how active. You don't see things from so-called supporters of the party that are lies, Mr. Perry?
Like what? Yeah, Mr. Neighbor, come on, man, be specific. Like what you see, where you hear them say, so me can talk and
like said Dr. Chang was hospitalized.
Oh, persons were saying that he was hospitalized?
Oh, you didn't hear that?
No, I heard that he was sick. I saw in the news where he was sick and he had to step away for some time. I don't know of him being hospitalized.
Oh my God.
I didn't know I heard that he was sick. I didn't know that he was hospitalized.
And you don't know that on many platforms that are supposedly supporters of the PNP, there is a lot of. Did you hear about the one where the Prime Minister steal chicken?
Which news did I read? What you say? Who said the Prime Minister steal chicken? PNP said Prime Minister steal chicken when?
What about the extradition request?
I heard something about an extradition. I don't listen. I don't follow propaganda. Let me make this very clear. Ladies and gentlemen, I also stand with the Prime Minister with the war against misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda. I abhor it. I support this government in fighting against every lie told by anybody to malign this country good integrity. But guess what? I want this government, Mr. Neighbor, to also fight against the misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda from their own camp. Because I can tell you this, I have seen cases, ladies and gentlemen, where I've seen misinformation coming from JLP and nobody's talking about that.
I'm going to go to
let us hear that misinformation and that disinformation.
Oh, the last time, Mr. Neighbor, know what I'm talking. The last time I was here, Mr. Neighbor.
Mr. Neighbor, one who is on this platform, I don't know, and I would love to know.
Oh, yes, no, man. From last year, we saw it through the election.
Sorry, let's go to Kimmy.
Good night, Mr. Good night, Mr. Neighbor. Good night, everyone on the platform. Good night, Mr. Perry. Operation Pride is one of the PNP housing land solution that would have been put into play, Mr. Perry. You cannot say that you want to go into politics, but you don't want to dig up what happened 60 years ago and focus on what is happening now. Then, Mr. Perry, you cannot be a good politician, because in order to lead, you have to know what happened in the past in order to lead your future. So your past consists of Operation Pride, where persons in Westmoreland, sir, and don't, sir, I want the UWI graduating thing, but basic research on the internet can tell you that Operation Pride, created by Percival James Patterson to help in housing development in all the parishes, as he stated, was an epic failure.
All right. So no, I didn't. I thought you were finished, Kimmy, but I just wanted to clarify.
Westmoreland.
I don't want to be a politician. I don't know where she gets that from.
It doesn't matter. You're supporting the. I am a member and a strong advocate of the People's National Party. I want to say I'm an advocate for them. Advocate for the lies they want to tell.
Oh no, what you mean by lies? Why are you attacking me?
Hold on.
Why
I'm
you
not
attack me?
advocate on the lies because every day when we open our platform as labor rights, we have to come here. You said out of your mouth just now that the people need help. Let me ask you a question, Mr. Perry. Why weren't the people getting the same very help that you are asking for now 40 years ago? Why weren't the people getting this very same help that you're saying Westmoreland is needed? And let's take it out of West for a second and go down and back to. This is in Kingston. Huh? Since you want to be technical and say you don't support what happened in the past, let's get to the future now. And the future of this is, sir, your party that you support has led this country for the past 18 and a half years down a spiral hole. Your party has not done anything that is, I can't even put in my head. Operation Pride was a failure, and when it failed, Mr. Patterson said he's going back to the drawing board. Are you a Prime Minister say it on the mind?
All right, so
come here, Prime Minister, anything him say. You get me? No, I'm coming over here to let you understand this. And I'm not bashing you, I'm not fighting, I'm not arguing with you.
No, man, you are.
I'm
But let me
you the facts. And the facts is, Mr. Perry, you can't say you wander in some type of politics, because I never studied politics at school. I never do anything at school in politics. But guess what? You cannot debate me on the facts. And the fact is, the People's National Party has failed the country called
That is
Jamaica.
your opinion. Yeah, that's your opinion. Now, can I tell you mine? First of all, don't come here and assume that I want to be any politician. I never come and tell you. If you see me as a politician in the future, so that's on you. But I never come here and tell anybody that I wanted to be any politician. That's one. Two, Operation Pride. A lot of the houses out of Operation Pride are still standing. The last housing, you can know. That is what you need to go and research.
The houses of Operation Pride, 99% of
Kimmy,
them were
I gave you the opportunity. Kimmy, I gave you the opportunity to express yourself.
That's why they were
Kimmy,
in Jamaica. What are you telling me?
You get an opportunity to talk. Allow me to get an opportunity to talk.
No, what you're not.
All right, Mr. Neighbor, I can't do this because I allowed Kimmy to talk.
You cannot do that.
Kimmy, I allowed you to talk, Kimmy. You have to allow other persons to express themselves. Thank you. So as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. A lot of the houses.
Perry, please let us choose our words correctly and appropriately.
Yeah, but she was interrupting. I wasn't finished.
I understand, but we need to allow this to be a conversation and not a boxing.
Exactly. She come up here with a lot of energy. I'm not disrespecting anybody. I don't know why the animosity. Anyways, as I was saying,
let us control emotions and let this be a conversation.
Kimmy, can I finish? Caroline, can I be allowed to finish? Can I be allowed to finish? Can I be allowed to finish?
Hold on, Perry. Hold on. Kimmy, let Perry finish, right? And then we'll do the rounds.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So as I was saying, persons with houses under Operation Pride will say differently from what Kimmy is saying, because you have houses under Operation Pride that is still standing. That's one. The last housing project that we can remember from the Prime Minister, Dr. Holness, a lot of the persons were tearing them in their hands because they were literally cardboards. Right? The material wasn't enough to even stand against any wind and rain. So the point that I'm making, Kimmy, your opinion is yours to have. I will never agree with you in saying that PNP has failed the country. I reject that notion, right? And the same things that you're going to point out and say that some houses failed under Operation Pride, the same can be said about the same housing solution that the Prime Minister Andrew Holness implemented. And I will stand 10 toes down on this too. I am a forward-thinking. I'm wrapping up now. I'm a forward-thinking individual. I will never apologize for abandoning foolish arguments about who did this 50, 60, 100,000 years ago. When people are suffering right now, we have the resources and the money needed and available to help them. And we're going to spend time trying to point fingers and pin things on people. I'm a forward-thinking person, and I will never apologize for that. And that is my point.
Yes, but Mr. Perry, you cannot be making statements based on convenience, though, you know.
Exactly. Thank you, Caroline.
Caroline, when we mention things of the past, the same JLP machinery said that we should not dwell on the past. I cannot deal with this hypocrisy. When persons talk about...
Hold on, Infomedia. Give me a second. Give me a second. No, give me 1 second.
Last year,
Hold on,
when
guys.
the PNP was
Hold on a
campaigning,
second. Hold on a second,
Man
Mr.
said,
Perry.
hold on.
Hold
Can
on a
we
second,
respectfully hold on?
Hold on,
Okay,
Kimmy, hold on. I heard Perry say something a while ago. We cannot get away. You said the Prime Minister's housing policy fails. Explain
what?
which.
What did I say? What did I say?
You said the Prime Minister housing policy fails.
I didn't say anything about policy. I did not say any housing policy.
Anything you say, but you said fails.
Let me ask me info to repeat. I don't want. This is me one up here.
Tell us what to say.
It's me one up here. I'm not afraid.
No, tell us what to say.
Ask me to repeat.
There's no reason
I
for you to be
said
afraid, Mr.
there was a
Perry.
housing project that the Prime Minister did, and people were tearing the walls like his paper and cardboard. Tell me a lie. Say that I'm telling a lie.
All right, hold on.
Is that a lie?
Hold on, Perry.
Just tell me yes or no.
You answer you. Hold on, I'm going to answer you. That is what you saw from a video. I did not see it, so I'm not going to say you're lying.
Jesus Christ. All right,
hold on, brother. Hold on.
All right.
Listen to me now. Me honest with myself, you know. Honest to God, me never see the video. So you see, so me now go say you are tell lie.
All right.
Let me ask you this. The said housing that you see the person said the walls or whatever. One house. How many of those houses that the Prime Minister built under the old program, you see that type of video been going around?
Info. The point that I'm making is that a lot of persons.
Answer me like answer me.
Mr. Perry.
Listen,
I did not see a lot of videos. Go over and info. I didn't see a lot of videos. I'm telling you about a video that I saw and what a lot of persons were saying on social media.
Last question, Perry. Last question. Last question. So you're using that one instance where man-made material because all of us are prone to make mistakes and the contractor. Hold on.
Yes.
And the contractor may have a faulty in that particular house.
Yes.
And you are blaming the Prime Minister for the contractor fault?
No, I'm not blaming the Prime Minister. You know why I had to bring up the whole program? Because Kimmy, the same grace that you want me to extend to the Prime Minister is not the same grace Kimmy is gain Operation Pride. And that is the hypocrisy that I'm talking about. People want me. Hold on, Kimmy. People want me info to come and go over to come up here and said, oh, you know that probably the contractors made some mistakes with the whole program, but you guys are not extending the same grace. Hold on, man. Hold on, Governor. Nobody is not asking, nobody is not extending the same grace to when PJ Patterson did have Operation Pride. And that is hypocrisy.
No, Mr. Perry.
It's hypocrisy.
Cannot, Mr. Perry.
Say something,
you
please.
cannot compare. They're not the same.
Caroline, it's the same. You know why I said
no?
We're
talking about one house. Operation Pride is many houses.
Operation Pride basically started this year, and I'm just saying this year for context, ladies and gentlemen. It started this year, ended this year. The Prime Minister's housing program and the one house that was circulated in our video has not been.
But it's not that house alone. It's not that house alone.
Can you allow me to finish?
Yes, go ahead.
Now,
go ahead,
since you want to talk about the latest housing and the cardboard house, wasn't it the Member of Parliament for South St. James, Miss Nikisha Burchell, gave a cardboard house in the campaign? Wasn't this very same Member of Parliament handed a very old lady as a house that there was no step for her to climb up in? But you want to compare properties?
No, Kimmy, you are the one who went down that road. You brought up Operation Pride. And I'm responding to you.
And I'm saying to you that Operation Pride has been an epic fail for Westmoreland people.
Kimmy, the grace that you want me to give, the grace that you want me to extend, the grace that you want me, the grace that you want me to extend.
Allow me to finish.
Kimmy, you're being unfair. The same grace that you want me to extend to the Prime Minister is not the same grace that you are going to extend to the PNP. And that for me is hypocritical.
You teach. You are the one with all those accolades.
Because
so you
Mr.
teach
Patterson
Kimmy.
himself, Mr. Patterson, your president of the former president of the People's National Party himself said that Operation Pride was a failure. So why are you now telling us that we should not
the Prime Minister, so because Holiness never come and say it was a failure, it wasn't?
Sir, why I came in this box is because you said we should not use the past to judge the nowadays politics. You have to use the past. But you have to use the pass.
All right, so let us use the pass. So how is it that we're still comfortable under an administration where the Prime Minister is not even certified? Let's dig into the past. How can we sit comfortable under an administration where the Prime... Hold on, Kimmy. Let's get into the past. Let's get into the past.
Can I tell us how much money they get from Melissa?
How can we sit under an administration where the Prime Minister tried to strike out and section in the integrity?
Mr. Perry, hold on. I am not comfortable with myself being here on the platform in a manner where we're not used to Hello Neighbour being in.
I'm taking a break. Taking a break. Okay. Coming right back. All right. 12 minutes after 11 o'clock, and we're actually over time and out of time. Let's see if we can give everybody a couple minutes to just make their points, and we're going to pull this conversation back to where we were in Westmoreland, starting with Harry.
No, Neighbour, let McGovern go first. She hasn't got no time to speak.
Neighbour, I have a suggestion. I have a suggestion. I am going to. Let me run. Let me go in now. Neighbour, extend an invitation for Perry to come back and invite me. I hear you say something. I'm not going to say it on the live. I want him to come back.
Yeah. Okay. Leave that alone. Okay.
Mr. Neighbour, I have to go. First of all, thank you, Mr. Neighbour, for having me as usual. I enjoyed the conversation. I'm
asking you for a couple more minutes. Don't move. It's 13 after 11. You're just hold on there for me. McGovern, come on now.
Yes.
Come in.
Right. I just want to say to Mr. Perry that during the PNP administration, Mr. J.C. Hutchinson, who was the only MP in St. Elizabeth, he was never given a penny for his constituency during that time. Mr. Hutchinson had to use money, his own money,
not
to
a
do
penny.
what he did.
Not a penny, man.
He was never given a dime. And he was, even when the roads were, Neighbour, I used to commute every day up into that area for work. And donkeys had problem driving on the roads, and Dr. Umar Davis at the time, and Mr. P.J. Patterson, because Mr. Hutchinson's constituency borders with Mr. P.J. Patterson's constituency, and the roads were fixed borderline to Mr. Hutchinson, and not a penny. And it was on national radio. Mr. Omar Davis told Mr. J.C. Hutchinson that under their ruling, he would never get a penny. And so it was. So, my dear Mr. Perry, your party have done wrong. And, you know, I hear Info, you know, said something, and you said that's not what you meant, you know, that Westmoreland, but that is what I understood from, you know, what you said. St. Elizabeth, I believe, has gotten the blunt of the hurricane. And it's like you would want the no administration to go to Westmoreland. It's as if there's a guilt trip that is being played on the Prime Minister. When St. Elizabeth is devastated, bodies are thrown out of the grave. And we have been supporting this party from the inception of the Jamaica Labour Party. So if Mr. Patterson could have taken that and have these people in Westmoreland living as they're living right now, I'm not saying that the Prime Minister should do as Mr. Patterson did, but I think he should look after his own first.
Wow. All right. I'll say this and I have to go.
Hold on, Perry.
It's getting late, neighbor. I have to go soon.
Yes. Hold on, man. Hold on. Are you through, Miss McGovern? I'm not here all night, you know.
Right. One more thing, and I would want to ask Mr. Perry too. I don't know if he knows because his political journey just started last year. The monies that were given to the Honorable Mr. Mark Golding, are those monies used in Westmoreland for the little children and the orphans and the elderly? What is that money used for? I'm done.
All right.
Thank you so much. By the way, Mr. Perry, you had the pleasure of speaking with the leader of the People's National Party, Mr. Mark Golding. What were some of the questions you asked him?
We asked about persons who would say that
you asked him about the funds that the PNP is collecting. You asked him about that?
No, that didn't come up in the conversation.
Why? Why wouldn't you have asked him about that?
Why wouldn't I have asked him about that? What do you mean?
Did you prepare your questions?
Well, I had help with the communications director, but that wasn't a question.
I understand that you had to submit the questions to him before.
Yeah, that's how it normally go when you're going to have a government official on your platform.
What type of program you have when you have to be submitting the question to the leader before you ask?
No, that happens everywhere, Mr. Neighbor. You don't just have a government official on your platform and you just ask. The person have to be prepared to answer. You know how it go, man. Come on. You're basically a journalist. You should know better.
No, sir. I will not have an interview with him if he's going to know the questions. So he won't come here.
No, but that's how it go. That's how protocol you have to prep.
I can tell you that if I have to submit my questions to you before you come here, I don't want you here.
But you can't just ask. You have to. That's how. All right, that's a conversation. We talk about protocols and other.
So why you didn't prepare that question? Why you didn't ask him that question?
I mean, honestly, Mr. Neighbor, it was a question that didn't come up. To be very honest.
But you had time to prepare. It is very topical. Why wouldn't you have put that?
You want me to ask him?
If you want me to ask him?
If you want me to ask him.
Could you arrange for him to come here?
I could ask him,
Yes.
But not everybody is as brave as me to come here. And I think you all should love the fact that I am willing to come up here, man.
No, man, you cut out a different cloth.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna ask and see if
No. See what's Mr. Perry. And I appreciate and respect that. Thank you for that. But can you arrange for me to get one of them? Can you arrange that, sir?
I'll see what I can do.
But I can tell you, sir, I'm not going to give him questions.
You're not going to prep him. You're not going to send.
Sir. If you are a leader and you're aspiring to be the leader, you're supposed to be able to answer questions.
Yeah,
take questions.
But, you still want to, people to feel prepared. Yeah, man.
Yes.
But
you said earlier you are against disinformation, mister. You're against it.
Yeah, man. I don't like propaganda and things of that nature. It's very, very sad that we've descended into a time where a lot of propaganda and disinformation is being shared. I don't like that.
All right. Yeah. All right. Mr. Perry, let's wrap this for tonight. No, and by the way, Kerry.
Hi guys, good night.
You wanted to ask Mr. Perry a question?
Just two things I just want to touch on because he spilled out some information and I noticed that we have 533 persons on the live. Good night, everyone. This foolishness about, I'm gonna call it foolishness with the IC and the politics that they're playing in the IC about the Prime Minister not being certified. We the people, we are just looking at how hard Andrew Holness is working right now. And what he's doing for the people of the country. You guys campaigned on it last election, and it didn't mean anything to us, right? The IC, let me just break it down, just so the normal person can understand. This IC here that is being political and playing politics with the people of Jamaica, they had an international team from Trinidad investigate the Prime Minister, dig up into the Prime Minister affair, and they found nothing. That report was hid from the Jamaican people. It was Andrew Holness who had to bring them to court for them to release the report. And we know why they didn't want to release the report, because there was nothing in there to show any wrongdoing by our great Prime Minister. The local IC here closed their report on the Prime Minister. They found nothing on him. There was an interview that Dr. Chan did on with Nationwide. It's on YouTube. You guys can go listen to it. He said the report he saw and looked at that was sent over to FID. When he looked at the report, he didn't see anything in there to say that the Prime Minister did anything wrong. But anyway, they still send the report over there to the FID, right? So this whole foolishness about IC, I think the Jamaican people have looked past that, and it's rubbish because we put him back there for a third term, right? Yeah, so it's either you charge the man or certify him, but we don't care. We are supporting him 100%, and we are behind him. All right, one thing on this housing program, right, guys? I don't know if you guys been to Westmoreland, but I like to travel around Jamaica, the 14 parishes, just like my Prime Minister. And I noticed that like 80% of the houses in Westmoreland are like board houses. A constituency that been on the PNP for what, 50 years? PJ sit there as Prime Minister and also MP and did nothing for the people of Westmoreland. And then you talk about the failure. And then these same people want to get up and they expect for Andrew Holness to just wave a magic wand over Westmoreland and fix everything. A parish, a constituency that was failed by the PNP over and over. And it was really sad that they had put it back into the hands of the PNP. You understand? And now it's my Prime Minister, our Prime Minister, who they're looking forward to fix that mess down there. So guys, we need to choose Jamaica, guys. And this set of PNP, like Peter Bunting, Mark Golden and them. Mark Golden have never been Prime Minister before, but he have always been up in our politics. He has been there with them, with PJ and them, when this country crashed, when this country failed under their leadership. He sit there with them. He helped them to make decision that failed this country. You understand, guys? And when Perry talk about, oh, I am young and I have not been around, that's foolishness. People, you can do your research like myself. I'm a young lady and I did my research of the past. And I'm not going back to that. You understand? And those same people who sit there back then when this country crashed and went under PJ, Mark Golden, Peter Bunting and them, they're back in our politics, collecting our taxpayer money, people who fail us. You understand? So no excuse about, oh, I'm young. That's crap. You can do your research. We can sit and talk with the elder people in Jamaica, what they experienced. The worst time of Jamaica history under the PNP, you know?
Yeah.
Mr. Neighbour, I have to go. But let me just...
Perry, listen to me.
No, I have to get a chance to respond to a lot of persons have been saying things to me. Can I get a closing statement? Yes, allow me to, yes. Thank you. So first of all, Kimmy, again, I don't believe in partisan foolishness. Mark Dover said that the Prime Minister should take care of his own. Who is his own? Is his own only labor rights? No. All Jamaicans are under the responsibility of the Prime Minister. So I reject Kerry's notion and Mark Dover's notion of looking out for his own. He's the Prime Minister of Jamaica, not the Prime Minister of the Jamaica Labour Party. That's one.
Can I answer that question before you...
Guys, I'm making my final statement. I wish not to be interrupted. I wish not to be interrupted. I've listened to everybody. Allow me to make my final statements. And yes, thank you. Next thing. I am young, and when I say I am young, it's not a lack of knowledge. I can bet you on that. Kerry, you've reached out to me to be on your platform as well, and I'll be coming. But let me say this. I am young enough, and I've done enough study to know that both political parties have had their highs and lows. That is what you are unwilling to come out and say, again, showing the blatant bias that is coming from some of these laborites. Not every laborite is like you, Kerry. You have some laborites who will readily admit that both political parties in government have had their highs and lows. And I am an objective young man who is willing to say that. And the last thing I'll say is this. Again, Westmoreland is in need of help. Let us put down the partisan mentality that has been robbing and destroying Jamaica, and let us help the people of Jamaica in all parishes, Mr. Neighbour. All parishes.
I have to leave it there, Perry. Take care of yourself.
Neighbour,
Thank you. Blessings.
before Mr. Perry go, can I ask him a question?
Lord, hey, you don't love me, no? Me love you to Caroline. Caroline, me love you. Me love you. Me love you.
Mr. Perry,
Yes.
there's a question I want to ask you. What if the government should decide that some of these people in Westmoreland need to be relocated? How do you think your party would feel about that?
Caroline, I cannot tell you how my party will feel. What I will say is this. I hope that whatever decisions that the government will make will be in the best interest of the people, not just in Westmoreland, but in all the parishes that were severely affected. And that is my stance, you know? And I hope that we all can just be united on this. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Neighbour, you know, I respect you, you know. That's why I come here, you know. Is you make a really come here. And I want to say this to you, Mr. Neighbour. I want you to drive home the importance of unity in this season. We have to be united when it comes to hurricane relief effort. Up to this date, you know, the PNP is not even a part of NARA, you know. Kerry, now come on and tell us.
Can I say something Perry, quickly before you leave? Quickly, I just need 2 minutes. Perry, I think you need to direct that message to Mark Golden. Let me just make 2 points.
Kerry.
Hold on, let me just say this. You know, it was the biggest divide in this country when the PMP, along with Mark Golden, decided to set up their own portal and discourage persons from donating to the government who is running this country. And also for them to go out there and put on their own press conference instead of joining with the government who's running this country. That is divide. That is divide, Perry.
The invitation that was extended. Let me clarify, guys. I don't want us to leave with this. And you see, this is a rhetoric, you know. This is propaganda.
And, hold on, can I make one more thing? And when you see my prime minister go up into a place like Maroon Town, someone like Chief Curry, who was all over PMP platform during the campaign, and he went up there and offered help to the people. That is unity, Perry.
Kerry,
I
love what the Prime Minister did.
Is dividing this.
No, I'm talking to you.
To personally pass that message on to him, to ask him to stop dividing us. All right, my prime minister is for everyone. One Jamaica.
Mr. Neighbour, I love that the prime minister. I love that the prime minister went to Maroon Town. I support it.
That is unity. Unity.
So let me just say this now. The opposition never rejected an offer to be a collaborator on the relief effort after Melissa. That is a fact. Let us stop that nonsense.
I'm going to say something and you're probably going to take this one.
The invitation was to be a part of a duplicate oversight committee that already existed. What the opposition wanted was to be a part of a national oversight body. That is what we have now in the name of NARA. And to date, the opposition is not a part of that.
Can I tell you? Guys,
why isn't the opposition a part of that?
Hold on, guys. Let's not do the back and forth.
Hold on, let me just say this before he leaves. Andrew Holness have to be very aware. Be aware of Mark Golden and feed him along.
Mr. Neighbour, you hear them stupidness, Mr. Neighbour?
Because
you hear them stupidness, Mr. Neighbour? No, let us leave there. No, Harry, you hear this stupid?
Can I talk,
Kerry? I have to stop you. No, Kerry, I have to stop you there.
I need to make this very important point, and then I'll leave the box.
No, but Mr. Neighbour, this is foolish. What do you mean by
Caroline, can I make this very important point?
Why you have to be aware? He's the opposition leader. He should be a part of the national oversight.
Hold on.
That is foolishness.
Mute your mic, sir, please. Can I just make this point,
guys? No, I wouldn't curse anybody, but that is foolishness.
All right, let me.
Who's the opposition leader?
Kerry, would you hold on?
Can I just say this quickly, guys? Andrew Holness have to be aware.
Foolishness, Mr. Neighbour.
Moderator, please.
All right. No. Can I make my point, please? No, guys, Andrew Holness have to be aware of Mark Golden and feed him with a long spoon.
No, Kerry, you have to respect the rules here. We are asking you to wait.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. Sorry.
We're asking you to wait.
Okay, sure.
Listen to me. There is reason. By the way, I will not say that. Perry?
Yes, Mr. Neighbour. I don't like that, Mr. Neighbour. Kerry not right to say that.
I have to thank you, sir. Catch you another time.
Yes, most definitely.
Take care of yourself.
Perry, we're looking forward to speaking with Mr. Golden here. The sooner you can get, or any member. Preferably, if not Mr. Golden, we can get Damon Crawford.
All right.
After he's done, can I talk?
All right. Why?
What did I do wrong? Oh my God. Guys, can I finish? I would really like to finish my point.
Go ahead, Carrie. You have 2
All right,
minutes.
guys, listen. This thing what Perry came up here and talk about with Mark Golden trying to be a part of this and part of this. Let me tell y'all something, people. That ain't gonna be straightforward because these people, my prime minister is under attack. We see videos out there with people threatening him. A lot of videos. We all see it, right? And Mark Golden have never come out to say anything to his supporters to stop disrespecting the prime minister, to stop threatening the prime minister. Andrew Holness have to be aware of what team or whatever committee he put Mark Golden on, because Mark Golden, from my views, want the prime minister to fail. You understand? So he have to be aware and feed Mark Golden with a long spoon. That's all I want to say. He just have to be aware.
Thank you, Carrie. Take care.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Kimmy, put a wrap on your.
Yes,
Put a wrap.
Mr. Neighbor,
Put a wrap.
I'm rapping. All right, everyone. First of all, when Miss McGovernor says that Andrew must look out for the labor right, wasn't the said Mark Golden who said that he has 400,000 who voted for him, so he have to look out for them? I'm just asking, is it not the same thing? So the opposition leader is okay to say that he has 400,000 persons, but a regular smuggler Jamaican shouldn't say that Andrew Holness must look for labor rights alone. It's just a question. Another thing is, Mr. Perry, I realized I shuffled your feather when I started calling out Mr. Pattison for Operation Pride. You went and attacked the prime ministers and said the Integrity Commission and the asset and the declare. And I heard the preaching and the tone of your voice changing when I ruffled your feather, sir. So I extend to you a little session on my platform, sir, right? Because you are not, and what you will not do is sit on any platform, my neighbor, Karen platform, and think that we, the Jamaican people, is going to let you get away with saying that PJ Pattison and the rest of the Jamaica Labour Party and this and that. The Jamaica Labour Party, every time they're in governance, Jamaica has rise, and as soon as we step down, Jamaica fall. It is the facts. And you are not going to come on any platform and don't pretend like you don't know. You said you're a man of education and this. And like I said the other night, Mr. Neighbor, and I repeat, you can be educated and dunce at the same time. Because if you're going to not look at the long time facts from before, Mr. Neighbor, PNP led on the notion that they are the best for the country. The People's National Party said, if PNP has been the best, Westmoreland should have been a parish of paradise. 50 years, Mr. Neighbor, do the maths. They should be walking on pearls down there, Mr. Neighbor. Gold car and silver car and plated gold plates down there. All the houses down there and the land should have been developed, Mr. Neighbor. The fact is, the People's National Party failed Westmoreland, and they're looking for the Andrew-led administration to come clean it up. That's not fair. That's not fair, Mr. Neighbor. And they want him to do it in less than 2 months. They want him to do it in less than a year. Who are they when they had it for 40 years? Make it make some sense. So, Mr. Perry, I'm not going to argue with you, sir, because I'm learning not to argue anymore. So I extend a little session on my live one of these days. You can come over. I promise you will have a voice. Okay? Thank you very much. Good night, Mr. Neighbor. Mwah. I love you always.
Wow. Wow. Careful, Kimmy, careful. Oh, thank you so much, Kimmy. McGovern? Hello? Okay, she's gone? She's gone?
No, I'm still here, but I was muted.
Okay, wrap for me, please.
Okay, I just
want to say that if I had said that the Prime Minister should not help the people in Westmoreland, I was wrong. What I should have said is that the Prime Minister should take care of his people, because if it was for the people of Westmoreland, he would not be Prime Minister today. He is the Prime Minister of Jamaica, and all people in Jamaica are Jamaicans, so they deserve to get whatever benefits that he has. But he should not be bombarded. He should not be pushed or shoved to go to Westmoreland to clean up the mess that they made in Westmoreland.
You know, ma'am,
and that's all I'm gonna say.
You know, hold on. Let me make a comment on that. Coming right back. Give me 30 seconds. Boy, Kimmy, you're lovable and you're huggable. Take care of yourself. Fantastic. You know, ma'am, government or governance is not divorced from politics, you know. And whilst I understand the clarification you make, it probably is not to be said publicly, but it is a reality, you know, ma'am. Because you can't execute policies if you're not in government, you know, ma'am.
Exactly.
With the best of intentions, you're not going to go far with your policies in opposition, you know. You have to be in government. And so to be in government, you know, ma'am, you have to employ strategies that make people vote for you.
Okay.
So, I mean, I hope that clarifies it, ma'am.
Thank you.
And the fact of the matter is that when you look at Westmoreland, the government can't depend on any seats in Westmoreland, you know, ma'am.
None at all. None at all, neighbor.
And the people in Westmoreland will have to decide what it is that they want. What do you want? Because you have chosen for more than 40 years people who have not made your cause any different, but you keep putting them back.
Yes.
So what is it that is to be done now? In 2020, you know, ma'am, the Jamaica Labour Party won all 3 seats there. My understanding is that the members of parliament were trying. They were trying. George Wright and Danny Lawrence and Moreland Wilson. But the people said they didn't want them to put back the PNP. So why we not let the people and just keep what they get?
At
what point do we say to people, it is the choice you have made? You have to live with the consequences.
Deal with the consequences.
At what point do we make that argument that you have made your choice, your decisions, and choices have consequences, ma'am? In other words, the people got an opportunity a couple months ago to make a decision. They did. And so they chose the members of parliament that they have now. They have to deal with it, ma'am.
Neighbor, 100%. And then, you know, the disrespect that they give to the Prime Minister, the way they talk about him, the way, the things they say about him, his mother, his children, you know, and these are the same people who wants him to build them a palace. I don't think so.
Well, you know, ma'am, there is a sense in which there is government generally. Governments have to exercise responsibility for the general population. But then members of parliament, ma'am, are responsible for their constituencies, ma'am, and their constituents. That's how the democracy works.
Good.
Yeah. I don't think that we can divorce the people from their political decisions they make, ma'am. Anyway, have a great night.
Neighbor, I'm learning. I'm learning, and thank you so much.
Take care of yourself.
You too. Have a good one. Tomorrow again.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Harry and Caroline.
Harry?
Your neighbor.
They have left us alone. They have left us alone. They have left us they have left us alone. Harry, I'm sure your listeners, it's 18 minutes to 12 o'clock. Have missed your hour tonight. But the truth of the matter, Harry, is that the responsibility of where Westmoreland is cannot be laid at the feet of the government. There's no way you can do that. And someone
it can't, neighbor. It definitely can't.
It cannot at all.
Because the truth is, and this is why I posed my question to Mr. Perry earlier, to say that all we want is for the opposition who have held Westmoreland so tightly for so many years to take accountability for the fact that they have not delivered on the things that they campaigned on the promises and commitments made. Accept that you have failed the people because you have not delivered those things, because it's simply what it means. You failed, right? And to put it into context, the same opposition would have spoken to say, the government at the time promised what, 3 in 5 or 5 in 3, I don't remember how the numbers work. And as such, because that wasn't delivered, they said they failed. So on the same metric, it simply means that the People's National Party has failed the Westmoreland people. And Westmoreland is a study has to be done in a neighbor. It's saddened for me that I don't have the time to can carry it out. But the study has to be the fact that, and it probably will be named the Forbidden Parish, to see how these people have made the decision and how our representatives and then government has failed these people to transition them into a more modern part of society. I think Westmoreland people has almost been ostracized from the true development as to what happens in every other parishes. Because
well, I was not aware, I must say, I was not aware of the social ills of that parish until I thought about what Dayton said in Parliament, and begin to wonder, how could they not have life? And now I hear the Member of Parliament coming out to say they don't have land, that are their quarters. Yes? And I'm sure that the members of Parliament are thinking that they are representing the people. But in essence, what they are doing is highlighting their own failure or the failure of their party.
It is, neighbor. And the thing with it is that you cannot be almost wanting to stronghold the government to say they have to do this for the Westmoreland people because it wasn't done. If you have never taken accountability for you failing these people, I don't think it is right and ethical or morally correct for somebody who has knowingly, because I won't say they don't know they've failed. You've known that as a representative and a party that held that parish so close, you failed the people, which means for me, you have no leg to stand on to come and say you want this to be done. It's not a manner in which they represented and is speaking on the people's behalf. It's almost like a demand, like you have to. And if you can't take accountability for the failure, neighbor, I don't think you can step to me to say I have to do this. I don't think it's right.
Yeah, and the fact, Harry, is that looking back is a good thing, Harry. To say we shouldn't look back is to almost say we can't move forward, because how can you really move forward without examining the faults of the past, the failures, where you're coming from?
You have to, because we don't want to make the same mistakes, right? And the beauty about it is that, neighbor, how this generation is building forward is to learn what previous generations have gone through, because I'm not somebody who believe that I have to go through everything to learn the lessons, right? Let me go through the new ones, the ones that are unique. But if it happened before and I have ways to study it and understand that, listen, if I take 10 steps go down the road, I'm going to book my toe. So on the 9th step, let me take 1 step to the right and bypass it, because I've learned that somebody has booked them toe after the 10th straight step.
Yeah.
And that is how you look at it. You look back to go forward.
Yeah. Earlier we had the minister with us, Harry, Minister Charles. Did you hear him, sir?
I caught a section of what you were stating, neighbor.
Uh-huh. And Harry, I think the minister admitted that the government need help in pushing their message together, pushing their message forward. Harry, a worthwhile admission from the minister.
It is, neighbor, and I think it's, for me, it's a breath of fresh air. I think that is true accountability in my book, right? He has seen where they have made attempts, it's continuous, but he has also identified that, listen, there's more that we can do and we will do, right? And for me, I will always be extending grace for something like that, because it's not the one that is coming from a dogmatic view or adamant as if everything is okay. And I have to say for Mr. Pernell Charles Jr., I think he's one of the rare persons who are not afraid of the space. And as such, going back in terms of if we do get an opposition person to speak, I don't think we're going to ever give them any questions. It would seem like, oh, Mr. Pernell Charles came up here and questions were just asked. He's a political representative.
Weren't you shocked to hear that the opposition leader got the questions before he went on the program?
To be honest, neighbor, I'm not surprised, because I've seen it happen with I've seen it happen with the PMP's political leaders on a few interviews that I know for a fact that they got the questions and still book and shuffled. Well, but I don't think that is an authentic interview.
Well, Harry, I can tell you that if we have to supply questions before anyone come here, they're not going to come.
Neighbor, I will never ever provide my questions to anybody that I'm interviewing, because the truth is
we can give context and subject, but we're not going to give you the questions.
Well, neighbor, the fact that we're going to definitely ask about popular things that are in the space, things that are affecting people. And yes. I think if you are somebody who wants to lead the people,
correct, there should be no
right. You have to exactly right. I don't care who you are. You've exposed yourself to this kind of thing, and as such, you have to deal with it.
Is that why they're not coming here? Is that why they're not coming here? Do you think?
I think we ask tough questions, neighbor, that nobody wants to answer from the opposition. And I commend Mr. Perry to be facing. I think he's getting some hefty blows.
Oh, yes.
I'll definitely say that. But I think Mr. Perry, at some point in time, you will be worn down, and you may have to hand over the baton to somebody else, right? For them to, somebody of higher stature, somebody who's well within the party that can actually answer these questions.
You think, Harry, that they listen to us and think that we are hard hitters, so they don't want to face the music?
Of course, neighbor, it definitely is. And the truth is, if that's what they want to do, we can't stop them. It's their choice. But the fact that is that we will never change. And I can say for myself.
Big up Politics Plus.
Of course, because I think, neighbor, the questions are of the people. It is for the concern. Like, if I'm not mistaken, we could be representatives of the people in any constituency, because clearly, by the definition, right, of politics, I know we are advocating. We are also promoting the interests of our fellow countrymen.
Yes.
And as such, we're trying to also assist in the management of society. So by essence, we so by essence, really and truly, neighbor.
They will run for a week. Yes, sir. We're not going to lower our standards, sir. We're not writing no question. If they're coming, you have to come to the fire. By the way, sir, like the minister tonight, the minister came, the minister took the questions, the minister answered the questions, sir. And we never had to prepare. As a matter of fact, sir, we don't even prepare our own questions, Harry.
No, because neighbor, the truth is, a lot of times our things are conversations. We are here to debate and berate, and it's a conversation we like to have. This is what the people wants to hear. Yes. I think if persons put something in the chat and we see it and we can put it in the conversation based on how it goes, we also do that because it is the concerns and the issues of the people that we're asking, and we are also of that thing.
So we don't need to prepare any questions. We want to have a conversation with you. We want to talk with you. So we don't need to prepare no questions ahead of time and submit them to you. So if you are out there listening and you want to speak with us, we can have a conversation. But we are going to talk about what the people want to hear. That's what we are about here, Harry.
Yeah, and neighbor, the fact of the matter is that if you're interviewing for a job, right? Because this is what all representatives, all politicians are doing. People don't make them fool you. Any platform they go on, anything that they speak on, it is considered an interview process. And if I am going for a job, neighbor, the company now go give me the questions beforehand.
Cannot be. It's inappropriate, sir. That's not an interview, sir. That's a PR. That's a PR. What do they call it? Infomercial.
Yeah.
You will not.
So the fact of
here, sir. No.
And if that scares any person who wants to go into representation or politics, and I say this, and I say it boldly to them, find something else and do.
Again, Harry, I want to say commendations to Minister Charles because I think he was prepared, and I could see that the questions were, up his street, but at the same time probing enough. But he handled himself quite well.
He did, neighbor, and the fact that if he doesn't know something, he's not afraid to say so, neighbor. And the beauty about it is that it's not just to say he may not be the best person to answer. He will also direct you to the specific person that can answer it. And for that, you have to respect him fully, because of course, you may be a minister, but you don't know everything that happens. And you'll never know everything that happens. But you'll answer it to the best of your ability and based on the capacity that you're in.
Yeah. And you know, Harry, to be frank with you, it is not very easy to be in a space where you have 400 or 500 people listening. You know that every little slip could be recorded and played back. It puts you under a bit of pressure, Harry. You have to be prepared for it.
Of course, neighbor. But just like if you make a decision, neighbor, you can't want the fruits and don't take the bad things that comes. You can't want all the good things and the bad that may come. You want to shy away from it. If you make a conscious decision, anything that you do in this life, you have to understand that there is a good part to it and a bad part. And you can't welcome one side and don't take the other.
Yeah. Well, it's only 4 minutes. We have 4 minutes to Wednesday morning. We had a great show tonight, Harry, and I want to thank you as usual for your input and your insights. We do this again tomorrow. Sorry, we do this again tomorrow.
Definitely will, neighbor. Definitely will. I look forward to see what conversations we'll have. Neighbor, you don't have to send me the questions.
No, not at all. Not at all. You are always on the button. Well, I'm happy that you made that. You made that public too. That and I've spoken to Scratchy about it. He takes the same position. He doesn't want to know. You hear that, listeners? Our analysts don't want to know what questions will be thrown at them at nights, and they just come here and they are prepared to take the questions and answer them and have conversation. Brilliant. Only on Politics Plus. Hello, neighbor. Great. And we have the best moderator.
The number one moderator voted right through TikTok, right, Caroline?
That's so. I don't know anything about that. I'm sorry.
And I've been begging her to allow me to go from 10 o'clock, and see she has me up here until 12 midnight. Have a great night, listeners. Thank you so much for joining us. All 800 of you.
Till the right one comes along. Till the right one comes along. Still yesterday is here and calling me. You changed my life and gave me everything.
Jamaican Girl, it's a great show. Well, thank you.
I can't believe what's going down between us.
We'll be back tomorrow.
It was right for me, but it was wrong for you. You're just hanging on. I'm just hanging on. To the right one, till the right one comes along.
John.
Till the right one comes along. Till the right You changed my life and gave me everything. I can't believe what's going down between us. It was right for me, but it was wrong for you. You're just hanging on. I'm just hanging on. To the right one, till the right one comes along. Till the right one comes along. Still yesterday is here and calling me. You changed my life and gave me everything. I can't believe what's going down between us. It was right for me, but it was wrong for you. You're just hanging on. I'm just hanging on. To the right one. To the right one. To the right one. What's going down between us? It was right for me, but it was wrong for you. You're just hanging on. I'm just hanging on. To the right one. To the right one. To the right one.